throw it
What do you mean for
Thursday?
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Maybe somebody streaming.
I'm visiting because my brother moved. Now we're gonna just go. I'm gonna go visit him over there.
Oh yeah. Well, like I ain't been Thanksgiving really since me and my mom's due back in Wisconsin. So every year on Thanksgiving, I just be staying here. My wife be going to her parents' house because I don't really fuck with her moms like that. So I just be staying here.
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck about doing shit for these holidays. I love them.
The only one I usually do Christmas. I mean, I think everybody does something for Christmas. Everybody gets a tree or something.
No, yeah, that's different. I meant like traveling out. Like this is the first time I'm actually traveling.
Oh yeah,
out for a
traveling
holiday,
and
bro.
stuff.
I don't do that.
I've never had a Christmas.
We are live, just so you know.
You never had a Christmas tree?
In Wisconsin, so
Wait,
my wife be going.
For real, man?
is there a religious reason for that? My
Hell.
man?
I just be staying here.
So you ain't
This
never had a
cherry
tree.
stupid. Hell no.
About doing shit for these holidays. I love them.
No. Only one I usually do Christmas.
Hold on, I gotta mute this shit. This show, hold up.
Yeah, because it's echoing.
Yeah, I felt like I was talking to Prophecy twice. Like
I did too.
When did I ask him that shit?
Hold up. They gonna let me know if it's going on. And let me check the chat. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys.
Zodan.
Yeah, it's hold on though. All right. I think everybody here. Everybody we here. Let me see. Let me check and see if I messed up already.
Yo, real talk though, Chase is the only one. His camera's perfect. The way he got his shit, all of our images are stretched. I feel like I got my pixel quality looks buns. It's all good though. Oh, and you got the vest on? Okay, kung
It's
fu.
not a vest. It's a hoodie.
Yo, you got a hoodie vest though? All right, man, Bruce Leroy.
It's not. How's it a hoodie? It's a hoodie without sleeves.
Oh, all right, good shit, Bruce Leroy. Got you.
Yeah, he's on the Breakfast Club, by the way. You seen that shit?
I
Really?
seen that shit,
Yeah.
yo. Yeah, I
He
seen
look
that
the
shit.
same too. It's crazy. He's
Yo,
like 53.
Prof, your image.
Yeah,
Oh
we're gonna
my
address that in a
dog,
second.
I just saw that.
Yeah, me
son.
too.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
let's do intros, bro. We ain't got time for the pre-show and all that because we starting a little bit later today. Damn that. This is episode 95 GMG show. Let's start out with the intros. We got back, and I don't appreciate your absence for the last several months. Explain yourself, Terry.
Yeah, Terry. Please.
Say what's up and explain. Give us an update on life, bro.
What's good, everybody? I ain't been on this bitch in a minute. I found a job trying to build this PC, and every Thursday since I got it, I've been there.
What is the job, man? That ain't
Oh, I
enough.
work at a fucking grocery store, like stocking the frozen refrigerators. I hate
Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with that shit. I did that when I was 19. Fuck that job, though. Kmart, fuck y'all. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, that's
Yo,
all I,
man, any
low-key,
retail,
that's all
any
I prefer
stock.
to work is like stock and shit because I don't like being around niggas.
I gotta talk to people.
Like I like staying in the back doing my own motherfucking
They make you
thing.
get carts, though, when you a
Yo,
stock
but I used to
person.
sneak the food when I did. Yo, I think we all done that, bro.
Wow.
I was back there stealing pops.
Yo,
Nigga, who you be going on lunch, not clocking out because I'm trying to get that extra hours.
Bro, what you know about that, man? You get somebody to punch you in and out and shit in case
Yeah.
somebody,
Like
dog.
at my job, my last job, we had the ability to change our times. So like I would come in like an hour late and rewind the time back on say I clocked.
that's how
Yeah.
retail was. That was the beauty of it, bro. Retail and stock. Oh my god.
Simple job, man. Like, you know what you gotta do. You come in, you get these pallets,
Right.
you put the shit on the shelf.
Nah, but what about when they used to ask you, "Oh, you think you could do this for me?" Nah, listen, that ain't my title though. I'm here to stock.
Yeah, they about to.
See, you don't want to say shit like that. Like, you ain't got no leeway to be telling people what you ain't gonna do.
Yeah.
Nah, when you there for a minute though, like I was there in retail for a minute, so I mean they knew how I was, man.
Hold on, I got
That's good. That is good to have you here though, Terry, man.
Yeah. I'm about halfway.
Yeah, welcome
done.
back, brother. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You almost got the PC built, you said?
Yeah.
I gotta get my CPU, GPU, monitor, OS, and keyboard, and I'm done. And I'm gonna try to cop the GPU right after Thanksgiving because what's that?
Which one?
A GTX 980, the MSI red and black one.
Ooh.
'Cause, what's it called? Micro Center got their Black Friday sales instead of doing it just that Thursday and Friday, and then Monday they doing it 11/20 to December 6th, and then they got that 980 for it say $429, but it's actually $450 with a $30 rebate and then some other savings on it. So it'd be like $450 instead
Maybe
of
with a
$5.
free game too.
Yeah, like it's Rainbow Six or Assassin's Creed, one of those two.
Ooh, that ain't bad, man.
Bro, you know what I just thought about, Chase?
What?
You said you used to steal pops, right?
Hell yeah.
You was talking about the cereal, right?
Cereal?
No, you meant I think he meant lollipops.
Or actual pop.
Nah, what were you talking? Were you talking about
Pop,
pops the cereal?
like to drink. Soda.
Okay.
Excuse
Oh,
me.
soda.
No.
You had us all
Because
messed up there.
I'm from the Midwest, and that's how we say pops. So I
Yeah.
was really confused that that's what you were talking about because you East Coast.
Yeah, no, we say pop out here. We don't say
Cause
soda.
our niggas be like, we got into a big debate about this like a few days ago. My boy, he's from East Coast, and that's pops. What's that? Soda? Like that's in the West. We say pops, and I thought
Right.
a lot of people out there said it too.
No,
Yeah.
man. It's like, but you know what we
I
made
dead
a
ass
lot.
thought you meant lollipops, bro.
I think the chat thought he was talking about the
I'd
cereal.
have just said suckers then. Wow, who says lollipop?
Right,
Yo,
What
I'm
part?
saying
Who in the
something.
world say that, Ricky?
right.
I say lollipops. What do you mean?
Nobody
Right,
says
like, I was so
lollipop.
confused for a minute because my wife, like, she look at me every time I say pop. Like, that's the New York, bro.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and swing it over to Ricky. How's life, man? Say what's up.
What's going on, everybody? Everything's good, just stressed with the job and stuff. But other than that, everything's cool, man. Glad to be here again. Well, I gotta stop. I gotta stop saying that. Thank you guys for having me again. I really appreciate it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. We'll swing it over to Abel. He had a Yeah, I'm using your review footage, by the way.
Oh,
Into that
okay.
section. So say what's up, Abel.
Hey, what's going on, GMG family, Team Green? Shout out to everybody. I'm blessed to be back with my boys again. Let's talk games, and nothing new with me, really. Nothing new. Just chilling, gaming, still in that full out life. Black Ops. That's about me right now.
That's all you got time for. You playing Fallout? All right, let's swing it
Yeah.
over.
True.
This dude Prophecy don't give a fuck. That's cold blooded, bruh. That's cold blooded, yo. Go ahead, say what's up, man.
Squad. I'm be honest with you. I'm a little tipsy. I've been drinking some of this Hennessy. Feeling myself right now. And Chase was making fun of me saying I wasn't gonna be grimy anymore. So I felt like just coming out with this niggas with AIDS.
Something like
just to bring it back a little bit,
Wow.
People are creative, bro.
They are, bro.
Sorry,
I honestly wish I created some of these motherfuckers.
Right. That they
Somebody in the chat sent me this, so I thought that was cool. Like I said, y'all can always send me some memes that y'all think is funny, and I'll use them on the podcast if they good. I got like 2 more that's really bad. Like you think this one bad, the next one is pretty bad too.
do you even give a fuck anymore? No.
I mean,
Doubt he ever gave a fuck.
right. I was about
I
to
mean,
say.
they celebrities. I don't feel petty for celebrities that's worth millions more than me. And people out here with these real issues and ain't got Nathan. But that's another
I feel
conversation for another
bad.
day.
Before we even get to the gaming news, this dude Charlie Sheen got to pay $100,000 a month in child support. That ain't right, bruh. 100,000? What kid need 100,000 to live? Yeah, we just talking about this shit earlier. It's
I
crazy.
thought Tiger Woods' situation was probably worse.
Oh, dude, like 100,000? I
I
thought
Tiger Woods was worse though. Wasn't he'd give up like hundreds of millions though to his wife?
Yeah, I think they said Tiger Woods. I think he was like he passed. I think Mel Gibson was like #1 of divorce. How much money he had to give up? I think Tiger Woods passed that.
Yeah, bro. Think about it. It sound
Either him or Bruce Willis, one of them niggas.
giving money up to a female that you're not even with no more. Oh my god, that's hurt.
I mean, I don't give a fuck about these celebrities. Let's stop talking about that shit. Like,
Alrighty, now on to the gaming news real quick. I don't know how long we need to spend on this topic, but just so you know, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided?
Next.
Yeah, man, can handle that.
The game's marvelous. Well, the last one. It's delayed for 6 months at least, so
They had to, bro.
why?
Because of that whole pre-order thing. I think that messed up their whole plan, like their whole little idea and what they was trying to do, and now it set them back. I think they're trying to come up with a better strategy. And honestly, I don't blame them for going back to the drawing board. How they gonna have to deliver this? Look at
That's a good point, man. I didn't think.
Yeah,
about
for real.
that. Okay, all right. I thought she was gonna say some bullshit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I be waiting for
yo,
you.
you know what's funny, bro? I heard you say, and then you stopped and left.
Yo,
Like you was ready to interrupt him and say he was on some bullshit.
I was, yo. Hey, look, cause Ricky, like sometimes I be
I
waiting, but then he say some real shit, and I'm just like stunned for a minute.
Oh shit!
Swear.
Then you gotta acknowledge it.
Yeah.
That's how you know you say so much fucked up shit.
Yeah, I apologize for even thinking that for that moment. But moving on, Abel, you got some deals for today, by the way?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys had the same deals from last week. Nothing really has changed, but Chase has linked me up with some other good news. This looks to be European, but this could spread over to the West for us. You could get a PlayStation 4 1 terabyte, which includes the PlayStation 4 itself, the terabyte edition, plus with the DualShock wireless controller, Uncharted 4, God of War 3, The Last of Us Remastered, a 14-day PlayStation Plus trial, and the wires and cables that come along with it. So that's 4 games in one. And this is actually linked down in the description below. Chase already has this up also. Same thing here. I don't know if this is coming to the West, but for Europe, Far Cry 4 for $27.99 and Far Cry Gold Edition for $56.24. These prices are just odd. God of War Remastered $23.99 and Lego Jurassic World $33.74. Now, I don't know if this is going to spread to the West. It definitely is in some way or shape or form because of the holiday season coming up, and then you got the Black Friday and stuff. So it looks like it's going to be 60% off, period. So if you translate that to U.S. money, it's going to be a pretty substantial savings. So definitely check that out, guys, if you care. And that's it.
I'm not gonna lie. You said that so fast that this whole time I wanted to tell you that your mic was fucking up so bad.
Yeah.
But
My mic?
Like you was going through the motion and like you was going so fast. You didn't even leave a chance for a nigga to catch you real quick because you was going so fast. Like you sound like a demon right now, bro. And it scared the shit out of me.
I'm gonna tell you what you sound like, yo. You borrowed Heartache's mic from the Weapon Wheel from the last episode, yo. Shout out to the Weapon Wheel Heartache BG, everybody. You had the same mic, yo. Your shit went crazy. I didn't want to mess you up because I wanted to make sure it was only you and shit. Bro. Wow.
That boy had the trap sandwich mic. That was that boy.
The trap sandwich joint. I might have to start saying that.
That shit threw me off, bro. Like, and then what made it worse is I appreciate the chat because I thought I was just drunk as fuck and I was hearing shit, but this nigga was really sounding like.
I have my mic muted all the time, and I'm over here like, Abel, your mic, Abel, your mic.
Yeah, that boy mic was fucking up like crazy.
But I at least understood a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of deals, and converting over to Europe, it's like $30-$40.
No, we can still make out what you said in your demonic voice, but it was just hard. It's hard to hear.
I forgot. Just an update for my Xbox fans. I was looking on Groupon and I seen they were selling Xbox with Kinect, and that shit was like $325.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm serious. So if you looking to get an Xbox, you might want to get it through Groupon instead of online or some other shit like that. So, moving on. Since we talking about Xbox, we don't need to spend a whole lot of time on this, but Xbox One in the U.S. beat PlayStation in sales according to the NPD. Who gives a fuck about sales still? But if you really do care and you're celebrating Sony's loss, they are still 0-24 worldwide every month since release. So they won, I think, four months in the U.S., but they've never won worldwide. But again, who gives a fuck? Anybody got any thoughts?
Good for them. I mean, keep going with sales. That's all that really.
Yeah.
I don't care about the competition. I just care that consoles are being sold and people are happy. That's really what I care about, and people are playing games. That's really it. I'd rather hear less complaining and just more people buying and enjoying their games. That's really it.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
I mean, it's Microsoft. They're gonna find ways to sell their consoles, especially considering you get a brand new TV and here's a free Xbox One and shit like that.
With a laptop.
Right, but like who really cares? The only time I ever cared about a gaming war, because I've always had both systems, was last gen, because the way they was making fun of Sony talking about their struggles, I thought, that this PlayStation 4 could be the last one they ever make. That's the only time. But when you got all that money and you still selling really good, it doesn't really matter.
He ain't lying, man. He's right about that.
All right. Wii U turns 3 years old today. Anybody excited? Let me slap some Wii U footage up here. Struggle you. I think so far they're still under 15 million units, but again, who cares about? I guess you do have to care about sales when I guess
When you're the owner,
when you're the owner and the
business,
console's not doing so well. And I think as a customer, you still got to care because what happens is I feel like people bought the Wii U. They knew that they weren't going to get all the third party games, but at this point, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but like they've basically gotten no third party games this year, and I feel like sales are important because more devs.
they didn't get Just Dance. Real talk, I'm being serious.
You got Just Dance though.
Stop, man. No.
Didn't you get it?
No.
Yeah, yo, you told me
I told you that the guy was supposed to send me Assassin's Creed, and when he sent me a picture, he goes, "Yo, I apologize." It ended up being Just Dance inside the case. I
But
said,
you
"I don't
said
want that
I
crap."
thought you had. I thought you was playing it and testing it out with the Kinect and all that.
Absolutely not. I don't even own a Kinect, sir.
Just Dance.
Wow.
You talking about somebody else, man?
I apologize.
Just Dance, bro.
I feel like he wasn't. I feel like even if Ricky was talking, he was the one that said it. He wouldn't want to admit it.
Got
out loud.
live. As soon as the camera go off, he gonna be like, "Yo, why would you do that?
Why
man?"
would you do that? nigga?
Word. And Casey's the one who made a
You
video
know damn
dance.
well I got trophies on this shit. Nigga.
I still got my Wii U, and I got it on a great deal, and I don't regret my purchase. But I have not been using it for the amount of time I would have liked to use it because at this point it's almost like I really shouldn't have bought it just because there's so many games out. I'm having a hard time keeping up, let
It's
alone
still good to
having.
have though. Like I don't know. I feel like that's something that's good to. I don't know. So I guess it's a purchase that I made. Just like my 3DS. We just spoke about that before. Pokemon. So like I'm gonna buy it anyway, even if I know I'm not gonna use it. It's just something like compared to consoles that I'm gonna just spend my money on it and just as long as you got it for a good deal, I think it's just at least good to have. I don't know. I'm weird with that.
I think that literally when you get ready, like when a company has a bad year, like Nintendo is arguably, the Wii U is pretty much the worst, even though Xbox is losing to PS4. Nintendo's everybody always laughs when we say Nintendo, regardless. But I think that every company at one point in time, at multiple points in time, has had that dominating console that they had. And the Wii, even though we don't really say Xbox 360 and PS3, we always do the battle between them. The Wii won that battle, regardless. Like the Wii sold like crazy ridiculous.
Yep.
So I think that since this time it is Xbox's, time to be down. It was perfect prime time for Sony to be up because they was down last year, and then next year will be probably Sony's time to be down, and then Microsoft will be back to back, or the Nintendo will be back to back. Although I don't know if the NX is fucking with PS5 and whatever Xbox, whatever. I think Nintendo gonna have back to back bad years for a while.
That's rough to hear, man. I expect more out of them.
I just think they have to improve the graphics and all that. Like they're perfectly okay with. They're catering towards the family. Splatoon is a really big game, but ain't nobody really going out there download or buying a Wii U for Splatoon. I think that they cater to kids and family versus
they're catering
we
to
cater graphics.
They loyal to them. Like,
Yeah, they don't go out and look for new people. The NX doesn't sound like it's gonna bring in new people. Nintendo is the biggest company that plays off nostalgia than any other company in gaming.
How about this one? And I agree because I've always said the same thing. Like that's true. They go off based on nostalgia. But how about this? Notice Nintendo games. I mean, I have not since I've had my Wii U encountered bugs. You know how Nintendo before used to put that little gold label or something like that. I forgot one of you guys said that
the goals seal. Of
yeah,
quality.
meaning to show like the game is completed. There's no bugs or something to that, right? Now, do you think maybe they purposely don't allow these third party games because they know like listen, if there's bugs, you ain't touching our console. Like, do you think they want that kind of rep on there? Because like seriously, like little stuff like that, you see Nintendo really taking things like that serious. Like
Sony is still destroying.
no, I'm not talking about the sales industry. I'm just saying period with like the third party games and maybe they don't care to improve. Do you think they think about it in a different way? Like maybe like oh, why should we improve if these games aren't? Well, maybe I'm thinking about it that way, but I mean there could be other reasons
No,
why.
I think I'm looking at the sales for third party on Wii U. The numbers just ain't there, bro. Go ahead, Abel. I know you want to say something.
Yeah, I was just about to say it just comes down to the business factor, Rick. That from what I'm seeing like they care about sales only. So like the third party, they don't really go
in sales.
no. I'm saying like third party. You're saying
Oh, okay,
Nintendo
yeah.
not. They don't care if it's good quality or not. They just care about the money and the bottom line. And these third parties are not even seeing Weeable as a. I'm sorry, I said Weeable. Wii U as a as a viable platform. So they're like, why even? So they're actually Xing out Nintendo, saying you're not good enough for us. So it's like forget the standard. If Nintendo wants it, it's
all right. Yeah, you made a point there.
Let me make a really quick point just for the Nintendo people. If you're a dev, I'm just looking at the third party games in their sales. This is according to VG charts. Just Dance is the top third party game I'm seeing on here. Less than 500,000. Rayman Legends less than 500,000, or I'm sorry, around 500,000. And then I got to go all the way down to FIFA 13, 300,000 units. Assassin's Creed, a huge game, 340,000. That's not enough, I guess, for devs to keep putting third-party games on the console. So hopefully, next on the next generation, they can get some more support. Because with them type of units, why would you do that? Because like they're going to spend money producing the disc and doing all that kind of stuff. So how much money are they actually making?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
On their investment.
They probably losing money.
It's
Probably ain't
possible.
making no money from third party.
It's possible. If we go farther now, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, you said who's losing money? Nintendo's losing money from third party?
No, I'm feeling like the devs, the publishers have to be losing money on some of these games.
I think so too.
Because look, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out. This says 0.05. That's 50,000 units, dude. That's like
Jesus.
That's it. That's all that.
That's all, man. Like,
dude, that's buns.
That's and that's not even the lowest. Go ahead, Terry.
I said it's so better than NBA Live though. Now,
Yo, 50,000 units, bro. It's new rappers up right now that sell more than that shit, bro.
Like, not Troy Ave, though.
Being serious though,
Tiger sold more than that nigga.
Damn, Tiger.
Being serious, like the Wii U's launch, they fucked up everything with the launch because people were so confused. Like, is this an add-on to the original Wii? And then like shit barely selling, the third parties dropping. Like they fucked that thing up from the start. So it's never like that. It's crazy. Like they don't sell shit. That's a crazy like thing to follow for the past 3 years.
Not only that. Oh my bad. Yeah,
that's not where they fucked up, Terry. Like,
I mean,
they fucked up saying that the Wii U was going to be better than PS4 and Xbox One graphically. Like the same thing that they said with, or no, not Wii U, PS4. They said it was better than, Xbox 360 and the PS3. Stop it.
Not only that, just to add on to what Terry was saying too. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember when the Wii U first was announced and all this talk, like they were trying to put it out there. Remember, they were saying this is the true next gen experience, and then you guys remember when almost nearly like I would say 50% of like the AAA games were like the devs were like, oh yeah, we actually can't make this game for your console, and then they started getting all this flack. Oh, next gen, your games can't even be playable. These third party games. I just think that just like messed up their reputation. Because remember, in the Wii, I think the Wii did get a couple third party games, right?
The Wii did.
Yeah, the Wii, right? And
yeah.
So the same idea was, for the Wii U, and it just did not happen. So it seemed like it lacked even worse, and it actually did worse. It was worse performance, and I think that's what messed them up. And still to this day, like it's still going on.
I mean, I mentioned Just Dance sold 55,000 units. I'm looking at the Wii's numbers. The Wii has great numbers. Just Dance 3 on the Wii sold 10 million units. Just Dance 2,
wow,
almost 10 million units.
But you know why, right? Like,
why?
I think a big reason was because that was when they introduced that whole motion controller and the Wii U can, it viewed you on the screen. And I think that was like a big thing for families. And I think that was one of the first time we was like really introduced with something like that at home. I think they took advantage of that.
I mean, but this is in 2012. That was after that wasn't like the newness and the novelty kind of wore off.
Yeah, but think about this: when the Wii did drop and they introduced the whole motion with the controllers and all that stuff, that actually that did great for them. So anything that did drop as far as like that with engaging with because I remember that was like the family console right there. So anything family oriented, that shit made money, bro. Like
Yeah.
anything like Just Dance, like for example, it was Just Dance. So
Bro.
that's not even a surprise to me.
Disney Epic Mickey 3 million units on the Wii.
Oh my god.
Lego 2.5 million units. Resident Evil 4 over 2 million units. You know, so like it's not just because they had like the motion control stuff. The GoldenEye 7, the Reloaded, almost 2 million units.
Damn, a lot of games. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? They was getting third party games. I mean, they're not getting as many as most people think. You know what I'm saying? But they was getting some of the games. I mean, damn, they ain't getting shit at this point. But we'll see, man. I feel like this generation for them might just be like kind of a wash. They had to lower their projections down like by like 10 million units. So
what do you think is worse, the PS Vita or the Wii U? Like as far as
PS
like
Vita's the worst shit ever.
Vita.
okay, no, because I was saying as far as marketing purposes, like remember they market the Vita like as if it was gonna be the true next gen portable device, you know?
PS
Like
Vita's the worst shit ever, though.
I mean,
I fell for it.
It technically was the best. It just
I think it is still. No, not
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. No, not right. But I'm saying I think it's still like the experience on it could be
mean,
great. It's just at the worst
it's-
time right now.
It's just, I mean, you could do way more on it, and things show up way clear. Like watching Netflix on there versus watching it on 3DS. Like, who's gonna watch Netflix on 3DS? But you can watch it on a Vita, and it actually looks nice.
Word.
Right? Like, it's just, I don't know what's going on.
It's just ass,
I
man.
don't know
Right
what
now,
it is, 'cause
nobody's giving
It's
it.
not the technology, bro. Like
It don't have the
technology's
it.
there. Yeah, it
I
don't
think,
have
like
Pokemon.
I said, the worst
That's
time,
what
bro.
it got.
Yeah.
Bad,
Need a
It
killer
got
app.
Pokemon, it ain't Mario. That's what it don't have.
bad timing, man. It was just the worst.
It's not like it's not really bad time. It's just like, what can you do? What can any handheld company do when you got Super Mario for 30 something years, Pokemon for over 20 something years? Like, you can't go up against that, bro.
True, and you know what? The Vita, I never looked at it in that kind of, for some weird reason, when the Vita first got introduced, I didn't even look at it as a competition for the 3DS, although it was put out there as like one of those, like the big handheld competition. But like I said, I think it was just bad time. Like it came out while the PS3 was still like even more relevant. They should have, like I said, they should have came out when the PS4 was first out or a little bit afterwards. And then I think it would have done even better because then people would have been like, oh my God, like you could play the PS4 games on the Vita. Why would people care to play the PS3 games and seeing how poorly it was performing, lack of games, and just like lack of first party IPs on that? Like it was just terrible.
On the Vita, though, you could use that hoe as a controller.
Hell yeah.
Like, that hoe was fire. And they probably did that on purpose because they knew the PS4 controllers was going to break like a motherfucking, easy as fuck. So they wanted niggas to have that shit.
I agree with Ricky with the bad timing because if I remember correctly, it came out the same year as didn't it come out the same year as the Wii U?
Sort. Yep. I think it's around the same time.
Nothing to do with the Wii U, but it came out and the DS was already killing shit. Like they tried to come into a space that's already occupied, and but didn't have anything to pull people over from the 3DS or DS.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Correct.
but like, even if
Yeah.
that's the case, I feel you when you what y'all saying with it releasing too early, but should it came out when the PS4 was out? Nobody would have been playing no Vita when the PS4 out. Like,
A little
oh,
bit,
I don't
a bit
agree
after.
with
No,
that,
I was
but-
that's what I'm saying. Like, when would have been the perfect time for it to come out?
Never.
Because
all right, think about it like this.
exactly, because that's what y'all leaning towards saying.
Never.
Because,
Yeah, you got
because
I know.
Nintendo has such a dominant grasp on the handheld market. There's no other. You're basically saying there's no other time that
I mean, it
a
ain't.
game can come out.
You got
No, and you're
Nintendo
you're
with
right
3DS,
about that. What was
and you
it?
got
So that means it didn't come out early. Then that means it just shouldn't have came out in the first place. Is what you're saying?
No,
The reason why, look, real quick, the reason why I think, like, from what you're saying, you're definitely right, because I think from a business move, you probably wouldn't even have win with that. So what I'm saying is, for example, the 3DS was killing it. They already had the games on lock for the 3DS. They have addicting games. They got games even based off of nostalgia, but they're great games, right? I say bad timing because at what point were they introducing these great brand new IPs that people weren't even giving a chance? Like, you know what I'm saying? So when it came out for the PS3, literally two games that they dropped this. The console was like $350 when it came out, $300. This little handheld, right? Two games, and there was lack of any features at that point. Now when you get on the Vita, there's so much more, but people are not giving it the time of day. And even Sony said it, barely any first party IPs are going to be made for that damn handheld. So they
I don't
had
know if this
nothing to
is,
help it.
I don't know if this is 100% true. I could be
Which
wrong
part?
in assuming this, but was Final Fantasy once exclusive to PlayStation?
Yes, it was.
Yes,
When?
it was.
Wait a minute.
I'm just saying, was it?
Maybe no, because Final Fantasy was on Nintendo before and Sega.
Like the
Right.
four.
But I like because I was gonna say like the only game that I know because I had my PSP, but the only game I played on that motherfucker was like Yu-Gi-Oh and like Ninja Gaiden and stuff like that. But like
I think certain titles.
Final
Some of
Fantasy.
the games were. Some of the games were
right,
exclusive.
because I was gonna say like Final Fantasy is a big game and people are like really talking
It
about
is.
it as of late.
Yeah.
So like if Sony would have just grabbed Final Fantasy, they would have had something to compete against Mario and Pokemon. But all the games that they're coming out with, to my knowledge, are like Assassin's Creed. Something it had its own Assassin's Creed on there.
Liberation. Assassin's Creed
Right.
Liberation.
It had its own Call of Duty game, if I'm not mistaken, as well on there. And it's
Yeah,
like,
they
who's going to play that when they can play Call of Duty on the fucking PS4 and Xbox
Like-
One?
They marketed like it was your PS3 in your pocket.
Right, and that's where they fucked up.
Yeah, they fucked up
They
with that.
should've
But
stopped.
I actually do think they shouldn't have did it because they, like I said, they try to come out and compete with the DS without the stuff they need to do that. It, like why? Like what? Phones are exploding, and then you had DS and stuff. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, who's playing? That must be Proxy. Must be playing Black Ops. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
like
not playing no Black Ops.
Who's playing Black Ops?
I ain't gonna stunt that. I ain't gonna hold you. That was me, bro.
Yo,
My
can you
bad.
can you?
I apologize, yo.
So you gonna let him assume it's me and then not step up and say it was me until after I?
Cause I didn't know. I didn't know.
Hey, I don't know, Proxy.
Oh.
You said it quick as fuck though. He ain't have a moment.
Yeah, he
yo.
was on it. He was
I
like,
playing Black Ops.
but yeah, like I was
You
saying,
just
like,
always assume me and shit. What
Well,
the
you
fuck?
usually do be
Ah,
gaming
shit.
though. This motherfucker's he can multitask. I couldn't dare play while we was doing this show.
Yeah,
Proxy be
nah.
leaning back, beasting and shit, yo. Go ahead, Tim.
yeah. But like I said, I don't think they should have just kept it back. Like the PSP was great, but Nintendo came in, killed them with a handheld thing. Phones was killing it. Like they shouldn't have did it. I don't think they shouldn't have did it. They should have kept that back and then just worried about PS4.
They shouldn't have
My
done a
thing
lot of
is,
shit.
you can't tell company what they shouldn't do and
I know that, but still,
at
like
an untapped market. You say you wouldn't do this if you were that company, but why wouldn't you? If you're already beating, air quotes, a company in gaming sales on consoles, dominate them niggas. Why not try to do it something else? I mean, because Sony and Microsoft have cell phones, so they're competing in that aspect. They both have, well, I think Sony just has Blu-ray players, but they're doing the TVs, so like they're trying to. All these companies are competing against each other in every aspect of what they're doing. They're not just doing the main focus thing. So you got to. I mean, Sony Ericsson's was trash. Like them cell phones was garbage.
Xperia, right?
Sony, let's call a spade, fam. Sony, the reason they in the position they in, how you gonna support the Vita? I really feel like handhelds is mostly for RPGs, or platformers. Nobody wants to play shooters on their handheld. But I pulled up a list of like worst products. Sony got shit. They got like this Evilla.
It's because
What is that?
You know why that is though, and it's their own fault. And I'm not excusing this from them. They are the ones that will go out and try everything, and that's the terrible logic. They live by the logic that if I keep playing this lottery, eventually I'll win. And they have, with the Walkman and all that shit was dominating. So they've always, I guarantee you there's way more worse things that they invest in that we even know of.
I'm trying to see if I can find a worst gadget.
I want to say something, but this
The
train.
worst gadget is probably the fucking Walkman that just came out that was like $10,000.
Got something called a Betamax.
Worst purchases.
Oh, Betamax, I remember that.
Things ever.
that's before my time.
Hold on, let me see.
No,
I
but
wanted,
wait, say that again.
I wanted to say, I think that the PS Vita should have came out regardless. Just in the competition spectrum of things, you always need the second go-to. You can't just let somebody monopolize, especially your competition, just totally take over that segment. Now, what Terry was alluding to, which I definitely agree with, they should have came out better with the focus of games, creating premium gaming experiences instead of going for the technical side. The technical side is beautiful, but what did it get you at the end? It didn't do nothing.
Bro,
The people wanted
yeah.
the games and they wanted the Sony experience in a great way. And Nintendo was nailing it out the park on their mobile platform. And PlayStation, we couldn't get a lick. We couldn't get
You know
nothing.
what? You know what they should have did, to be honest with you? If they wanted to compete in the handheld realm,
Straight copy. There you go.
they should have
You're
they should have just made this motherfucker a little bit bigger and came out with like an iPad, like a tablet. Because then they would have at least been in competition with
Man, they
somebody.
still need games. Copy.
Right, but I'm saying, like, imagine if they would have came out on a tablet, they got their own exclusive games. It would have been a different, you know what I'm saying? And then still have the ability to work as a function as a controller and all these other things. That would have been different. That'd have been revolutionary from them.
You know what?
There's
And you're
there's no
right.
gaming company that has a tablet out right now. So like that would have been a new thing for them that they could have tested, but they want to come out with a handheld with no games.
This
Bro, now they-
handheld got like 60 exclusives. Now,
Wait,
what
who?
they are,
Yeah, they do. They just don't got Pokemon and Mario.
they ain't got
and
Pokemon.
Zelda.
Yeah, but I think people, again, like RPGs, platformers is the only two types of games that most people play on handhelds. Like, you can't
We
have
live-
Madden and all this shit. Like,
We live in a world where kids at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old have cell phones and tablets
And iPads and shit. Word.
and iPads and shit, and they're coming out with a handheld that
It's so
can,
behind.
can virtually do everything that can do. I mean, because if you compare the Vita to the 3DS, it can do way more. But people got tablets. Nobody want all that shit on their damn. They just want to be able to play a real good game and go to sleep at night. Like they don't have the games, and that's the issue.
Not only that, from what you just said, when the Vita came out, it was almost like why like they dropped it, and I can see they try to use two like tactics. They were like, we're putting this out because we're gonna bring out brand new games portable for your device, but then they also put that whole, all right, and if you guys are walking away, we got the PS Vita, which you can connect to actual phone service, I believe, and play on the go.
Yeah.
Or you can play in another room. I'm like, so what are you trying to promote here? Brand new games on a new little handheld? Because, I mean, I felt like they secretly kind of cut off the PSP. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, they kind of pulled what Nintendo was trying to do, basically, because I've seen a lot of videos, people were saying, when they do the NX, what they're going to do with the Wii U. But obviously Nintendo responded saying that they're not going to kill off the Wii U like that. But I feel like Sony did that with the PSP. I think if they would have came out with a bigger kind of like tablet, like Prof said, that would have been way smarter. I just think with time, and the reason why I also say timing is because Sony, with everything they have been doing, the only thing I see right was just the PS4, bro. Their TVs that went 4K were $6,000. Their laptops, they just cut the laptops off. They just cut their cell phones off. Like, what do they do? I was hearing supposedly that they're trying to do a network service now, internet service. I'm like, come on, dog. What's next?
But they got the cable shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so they do. Okay.
No. PlayStation View is actually, I've heard, it's pretty good. It's only
Okay,
available in, I think, 4 states. It's like New York City and a few other places. But I've actually heard that it's really good.
I want to say this about PlayStation real quick. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I think PlayStation really is doing a lot of great things to future-proof themselves, like heavy. Like we look at what they're doing with PlayStation Now, their PlayStation TV service and different things.
Hold on, I don't mean to do this to you.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
you can't say they're doing a great thing and then you start off with PlayStation Now. That should be the last example. PlayStation Now is a shitty service. Go ahead.
No. But let me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Because I agree with you. Right now, I agree with you.
All right.
But I'm saying they're headed in the spectrum of what the future is going to be. Internet, everything connected, and then building a robust service, a online experience. So they got the jump on it, but the world needs to catch up to the speed, to the internet, to how the PlayStation infrastructure would take advantage of everything. Because right now they're coming out with it, and we're just like, why? Like, why?
But Microsoft is
if you
doing the
look down
same
the
thing.
road.
I think you're right, Abel.
But
to
if
be
you
honest
look
with you,
down the
like,
road, they're going to be
fuck-
straight. They're going to be super straight.
Like,
So then
fuck
what happened with the
PlayStation.
Vita? Or
No,
wasn't that ahead?
scrap the
Well, he didn't use the Vita as a good example, so don't do
Right.
that.
Like I feel you. What you saying, Abel? Fuck PlayStation regardless. But Ain't no fanboys over here.
No,
But
don't do that.
so when the PlayStation Now first came out, the first thing I thought of was, nigga, don't nobody rent games no more, motherfucker. Blockbuster been closed. But then I thought
I
about
agree.
myself, and I do use GameFly all the time. And PlayStation Now is essentially GameFly without as many games.
And with lag.
Right. Well, I mean, but that's issues that they're gonna have to figure out how to
He
fix.
said that shit. He had to
But-
put it in.
If GameFly is a phenomenon, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't have
It's
it,
excellent,
but
man.
you should
It is.
have it if you don't
Fucking
have it.
excellent.
So when you think about it, PlayStation Now is essentially GameFly, just with all these terrible issues and costing way too much. Like, I did the math. 1 month or 3 months of PlayStation Now is like 6 months of GameFly from one time. Like, it's ridiculously high in price, but it is kind of making way towards the future, because if you remember back in the day, we used to be able to just download a game, try it now. I mean, we can still do that now as well as betas, but it was a little bit different back then. And that was like the biggest thing, to be able to try a game, try a demo before you purchase the actual game. So if they do it like that, like how they're doing it with now, and just lower the price and fix the lagging issues, that could be something that could escalate towards the future.
I got this.
I think in the future it's going to be a problem. I think it's going to be
A
a
good thing or
move
bad?
from
A
Sony.
good move.
I think it's gonna be a good thing. You think you're gonna dominate? That's
Good
what
thing.
I think.
Good thing.
Let me just say something. I don't know if this is going to change the outlook on what we're talking about. We got to remember, Sony bought the GuideCast servers for cloud gaming. What the fuck just happened?
What? Yeah. What the fuck?
Okay,
Is that guy?
he had to reset his camera.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Pray for me. Go ahead.
For
Darth Vader
$380 million. And PlayStation Now sucks. I know it's going to be more to the GuideCast service than just PlayStation Now, but I'm just saying, when you spend that kind of money, hoping that your service kicks off in a certain way, but your competition's doing backwards compatibility, Nintendo has the eShop. Like, yo, how do you compete with that? Because we're not getting good value out of PS Now the way you get from the Xbox or from the Wii U or Wii or whatever. Like, it's out of those three services, PlayStation Now is definitely the worst. So for $380 million, I don't see how that can be looked at as a good future investment.
And
It's
real quick,
not,
oh,
but like,
shit.
go ahead, Ricky.
No. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Like, I feel what you're saying, but if you look beyond of what it is right now and what the possibilities hold for it, I can see it, because I see it being more. I don't see it being more as you renting last year's games or last generation games. I see it more as, instead of buying Fallout 4 for $59.99, you can rent it for 7 days for $12.99. I think that's how it's going to be, and I think that's what they're assuming and what they're trying to fix with all the server issues. I think they're moving more towards the mainstream games like GameFly, allowing you to play those games for so many days and return them with a subscription service. And they're brand new games that came out. So if your new game, Kingdom Hearts, comes out next year, you can rent it right now for $13.99 for 7 days instead of buying it for $59.99. That's what I think they're trying to do.
I got
wait.
this idea. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead, Terry.
I got this idea in the back of my head. Either EA Access or something similar to EA Access is going to come in and become like the digital version of GameFly. Because with EA Access, you have the subscription, you download it. It's literally on your hard drive, and you just play it. And then if
That's what I think PlayStation Now is going to be.
Yeah, that's what I just right there.
Can you play online on PlayStation Now? Can you play multiplayer?
I heard you could play.
You can.
Yeah, but it's laggy
is
as fuck.
that,
Listen,
though?
this is what
It's
I want
terrible.
to. This is
It's
what I
terrible.
wanted to touch on. This is what I want to touch on. I enable. You know what? You made a perfect point. Sony has always looked ahead in the future, just as Microsoft has. The only difference is that Sony takes so many damn risks. They're the risk takers of this generation, right? But you know what? So far, they've been doing good. But I cannot sit here and say that they're gonna be the best or whatever, because this PS4 thing, changed the game and everything. They did so good. I just don't accept the fact that we're paying for an online service that's trash, because we're not getting 100% of what we're paying for. I mean, PS Now is terrible, laggy and blurry. You need to have Google Fiber to have that shit look sparkling clean. It's just ridiculous. Then they're adding all this extra service, and like I said, I understand what you're saying, and it's true. They're doing everything going ahead. but are they really nailing everything they're doing? And do we have to sit here and pay for all this and wait till the future comes? And we're already in the future. When are we gonna get the good shit? We've been waiting years ago for the good shit.
You're right. You're right, though, Ricky. You're definitely right. As it currently stands with the PlayStation experience, it's not perfect at all. Like there's still things that need to be tapered up.
You're right.
But the things
what about
that
Microsoft though? Microsoft landed perfect with changing up how you watch TV. I actually used the feature. Not once have I lagged. Not once have I had any issues like
I'm
that.
gonna be honest. You're probably one of the only people I've ever heard that use.
I tried it because I have my Verizon Fios connected to it and it works good. But what I'm saying is what Sony is doing, it ain't no different than what Microsoft is doing. The only thing is Microsoft makes huge leaps. They put out more money and just buying out the companies while Sony is trying to invent their own. And that's why I give it to Sony. But is it really worth it when half the time, almost 60% Sony shit is just kind of fucked up?
All right.
I wouldn't say 60%.
Now listen. Look at this. Look at this.
All right,
I would say remember
because
this,
they wouldn't be positive if
Yeah,
they was.
you
60%.
jumped out the window a little bit.
Yeah,
But I agree
that
with
was
every
a
other
low
point you
number.
had, though.
Yeah, the points you're making are smart, but 60%, bro. No,
No, it's just that because like just hearing like that, their stuff, and like I said, of course, every company, every business has to do that. They need to jump ahead of the future. Look at the whole Project Morpheus. Look at the whole thing. I mean, Nintendo, I can't really sit here and say what they're doing, whatever. But as far as I'm talking about Sony, even with Steam machines, everyone is trying to compete. Everybody's trying to catch up. Everybody's trying to be the it. You know what I mean? Everybody's trying to jump to the future. Virtual gaming, like Prophecy said before, virtual gaming might be the next thing where we actually played as the character physically, But as far as like Sony goes, yes, I give it to them. They're big risk takers and they're jumping ahead. But I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed
I think
at
Abel
all.
wanted to rebuttal, though. Go ahead.
Got it.
But my thing is this: impressed by what they're doing currently? No, not at all. You're definitely right. But they are lining up for the future. And if you look at the spectrum of what they're actually trying to acquire and do, if you add it all up, it equals this grand scale and grand scheme. So when they do get this stuff down right, PlayStation now is beta. This is beta if you're investing in it. But down the road, it's going to get better, and better. And by the time, and of course you could say Microsoft is doing the same thing, but that's not even fair to say. Like Sony's doing everything correct now,
and Microsoft isn't. The problem, like I said, the problem.
I didn't say. I was never talking about Microsoft.
No. What I'm saying is, Abel, I agree with you, but it is fair. The thing, what's not fair is that nobody's giving a fuck and nobody's giving a chance. Nobody's giving Microsoft a chance to actually see what they're doing. Have you noticed so much negativity going around about Microsoft? Microsoft is doing great things, but nobody cares. They've been doing the future for years now. Same thing with Sony. My biggest thing is that Sony is doing so much that their primary focus ain't on something like PS Now. They're doing so much. Why is PS Now still shit? Why is our PSN? We always have updates.
When's the last time I used PS Now?
I had for mad long because of the terrible.
when's the
Let's
last
ask the
time?
chat. Who used PS Now? The shit is
When's the last
DOA.
time you used it?
I haven't used it like in literally probably last year. But
Because I'm gonna be
price.
honest, the only time I've had issues with it was when my connection was butt. When my connection was perfect, I didn't have problems except for like frame drops. Other than that, like I didn't have.
But their business scheme sucks for me because I'm not trying to pay $12 for Saints Row 2 or 3 to play for 1 month.
And
Like
Ricky,
that's what
you're
I'm saying.
right. Like I'm saying now, in present time, it's shit.
That's
It's
what I'm
shit.
saying.
I'm the
But
first to admit it.
why can't we get greatness now? Why must we wait for the shit to go down while we're pouring out money? That's my problem. I agree with you. They're doing great things, but why are we spending?
Abel didn't
money?
say anything about present.
No. But you're saying that Sony's ahead in the future. But what I'm saying is they're doing everything in the future. But why is it not consistent? I feel like there's so many issues going on, and same thing with Microsoft too.
That could be said for
it's
every
just a
company.
thing. No, of course, like exactly. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man, you sound like Microsoft fanboy right now.
Yeah, wait. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. No.
because I don't know why we like. I know.
Let Abel.
Yeah, Abel.
But let me say this, Ricky. You have to look at who has the money. Microsoft has the money. They can move at their own pace and develop. Sony, on the other hand, doesn't have. They're trying to get back. And they're trying to do a little bit of everything at once just to equal something great. Now, Microsoft is kind of watching like, okay, we effed up here. We got to fix here. We got to fix there. And they could do it leisurely. Sony doesn't have that time like that.
Okay.
So when they're trying to put band-aids on things and trying to they're just trying to keep it moving, but yet future-proof themselves at the same time. So they're trying to juggle a lot of stuff. I'm not giving them an
no, and
excuse.
You know what that is, yo? And I'm gonna tell you exactly the reason why that is, Abel and Ricky. Because Microsoft is a software company. That's what they are.
Thank you. I was waiting for
not-
somebody to say it, yo.
Sony's not a software company. So you can't get mad at them for being behind in certain things that they're doing when that's not their main focus. Their whole main focus is they've always been about trying everything. These niggas was going to combine with Nintendo because they're always talking about the new and the future type of products and what they could do to evolve versus Microsoft, who's way better, who's always been way better at updates to their systems. I mean, they're a software company. That's the whole purpose of it.
Not only, and you know what? Not only that, and like I'm gonna say it again, Abel, I agree with you. I'm just upset with my own how I feel as my experience going on with PlayStation.
You went on one though. I ain't gonna.
No. But I wasn't getting
No,
no.
sound like a Microsoft fanboy.
You pulled that Microsoft pair.
No. But that's the thing. Is because that's just how I feel with Sony. Even though I love Sony, like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, they're doing the future. Yeah, I'm paying all this money for some shit ass service. Yeah, the future is right. Yeah,
greatness awaits.
That's
we
what
still
I'm
waiting. Bottom line.
Wait, and one more thing though.
That's the whole purpose, nigga. They didn't say PS4 greatness away. They said greatness awaits.
Greatness
nigga.
awaits.
I mean,
and I'm still waiting. But you know what? Too, if they want to,
they say next generation is gonna say greatness has arrived, nigga. Then you're gonna get all the great shit.
But you want to know something? If you want to really please me, or cut all that futuristic bullshit that you're trying to pull and give us backwards compatibility, why give us PS Now?
Because we've been asked
They
for that.
bought it already.
They already spent $380 million.
Already spent all the money.
Bro, Rick,
It's too late to turn back now.
And not only that, like you gotta look at, like you gotta stop judging it based off of what Xbox can do right now versus what. But this is something that they
PlayStation can do it, bro.
Listen, they spent years deciding about buying their own cloud service, as well as Xbox. I'm pretty sure they didn't put nothing in their technology. They wasn't work. They was like, what we gonna do is get these niggas to rent games. Fuck backwards compatibility. I know they're gonna be bitching about it. We had it one time last year, but let's move on because that's not where it's moving towards. You basing it off of what you're seeing right now.
That's
Xbox.
That's what I'm saying. The
But
whole
you're
time
wrong because Xbox. Already, no, listen, because
this nigga
Xbox
Terry
already,
is stupid.
Xbox already put that technology into their system to allow that.
So you believe Sony when they tell you that it's not possible?
I don't think it is. That's the they spent $380 million on a fucking server.
They don't have the
All right,
funds.
and not only that, but if it was the case that they were trying to be about us, wouldn't you think they would have just been like, all right, guys, we're just gonna put the games out there for free?
Future, I said.
We still think companies are about us in 2015. We still think that?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like I said, I agree with Abel. I'm just personally, I just hate some of the shit that goes on. They bringing out so much shit, but they're not focusing on real issues that we having. We get patches all the time. We get updates every fucking Tuesday. 3.11, 3.12. What we're fixing. Friends list. Man.
Well, let me tell you what you just did, though. You used your personal feelings at the
I've
moment.
been saying that the whole time, though.
Can I finish,
Nah, you were saying you wasn't at
Listen,
first.
you use your personal feelings about the situation to segue your own topic and rebut what Abel was saying. Well, he didn't address. You didn't really address anything Abel said. You just segued
Like
into your
rebutted.
own.
Why did I said I agree with Abel and I was telling you my problems with?
No, you said you was rebut. He said you rebut. I mean, you rebutted everything. You were trying to rebuttal what Abel was saying,
Right.
but he said nothing about it.
Yeah.
You basically went into your own little discussion
I got
about how much
caught
you
up
hate
in my
PlayStation.
Yeah.
You explained all your reasons, even though you own this motherfucker every single day.
Because I don't give a fuck about Abel.
Exactly, but you just made a whole statement.
Matter of fact, hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Saying you did.
You playing Black Ops right now?
Right
On what console?
PS4.
Can't be that bad. Go ahead, though.
Look, bro. Yo, I love how my man's Ricky really just rebutted that whole shit because like he was talking so much shit.
Because I'm thinking about the
But you
future. I don't
acting
see shit.
right. But you acting like
Hey, I'm standing by what and I'm
everything that you said. Some of it was true. Some of it you reaching, but you basically is saying all these things that PlayStation's behind it, making fun of them for not upgrade.
I said they're behind that all.
Well, I'm saying like you saying that they're behind as far as
no.
the
I said that they are doing the future, but why are we getting some shit
no,
service?
listen to what I'm saying, boy. I'm saying you saying they behind in some of the simple features that they've had last gen as far as changing their PSN names, as far as I know, nigga, I know you didn't say that, but you said something along that lines. You said that it's taking fucking forever to do this. Did you not say that?
I think
Like
I said it's taking forever.
you said everything they're doing.
You know what it is? I said
getting
so much
party chat.
shit. I said
No,
so
you
much
said
shit that
everything they're doing. They're coming out with updates all the time, and it's just addressing party chat issues.
That's what I'm
you
saying.
said.
So I'm saying, what are they doing that's future?
Like you act like Xbox don't have those same problems. That's the way you speaking right
But
now.
we talk
Like
so
you
much
didn't
shit
come in
about
here
Xbox.
before
I'm trying to go in on Sony. Why when I talk shit about Sony,
because
I
you
can't.
acting
I
like
gotta mention.
Xbox didn't have the same thing.
Absolutely not. I'm not gonna always have to mention another I'm talking about Sony. When we come into Microsoft, you're gonna hear me speak about Microsoft. But we're not talking about Microsoft. That's what I'm saying. Why does Microsoft need to be brought up if I'm really talking about Sony? That doesn't make it right. If we're talking about Microsoft, why do I need to bring up Sony? I'm not gonna pull that comparison.
But you just did that. That was the whole thing, boy. What are you talking about, Ricky? You just
Because you said I sound like an Xbox fanboy. How? How?
listen.
Unless you was joking when you
I
said that.
need you to literally, when this podcast is done and it uploads, rewatch exactly what you said. Abel was talking about Sony, and you brought up Microsoft.
Oh yeah, in comparison.
So you just got done saying you don't do that. So what the fuck are you talking about?
No, you got me there with that part. Yeah.
Oh my god, yo, like all the points that you just made is an L, bro. This whole segment
Now you
is
got
an
me there, but
L.
I'm still saying about what
You know, I'm sorry. It's
I
unfortunate.
don't see nothing game changing futurist. I don't see none of that shit.
All right, we gotta move on now because that whole shit got fucked up. I ain't gonna hold you
Yeah,
up.
I was gonna say something, but forget about it. Go ahead.
Let's moving on. Sorry. Quick news: Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow are coming to the 3DS via the eShop, and you're going to be able to battle and trade characters using wireless, which I guess is a good thing. So I don't know if anybody has any words for that. I know Prophecy that's your thing. So yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna buy yellow because I always thought yellow and like silver were like the best ones.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool. I think that, and we'll cut into the segue again. I'm not gonna bring up Microsoft because I only speak about people I'm talking about. I'm gonna bring up other comparisons. But this whole Wii U, or was it Wii U or is it DS?
3DS.
No. I'm saying one of those were the first to start doing like emulations. I want to say it might have been the Wii. The Wii might have been the first to start doing emulations, and that's Nintendo thinking about the future in the past. Because when we bought the Wii, I'm sure all of us owned the Wii. You could play Super Mario World 3. You could play all these old games. So they were technically the first out of the companies to start doing that. And then fast forward to the time today, all of a sudden we hear PS4 is going to start getting PS2 emulations. Like, I think that Nintendo had that dominated, but they don't get enough credit for doing that because most of us that own Wii's and Wii U's, we have Super Mario, Donkey Kong Country, as well as all these other, old school Nintendo games on their console.
Okay.
He basically said it. Like
I didn't know if anybody had nothing else to add. Like, that's how you do it, though. He answered all possible questions right there. Shit.
He did.
Yeah, I'm on timeout right now, so I wasn't even gonna jump in.
You're not on
I
time.
would have compared that shit to Atari and shit. Never mind.
See, Sega Genesis was doing.
Yep. Why the Sega ain't?
But Sega had innovation now. Let me stop, man. Come on.
Let's talk about before we get to our topics that are actually on the left. I don't know how long we need to spend on this, but Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls are going to be remastered on November 24th. Now, this segment isn't really about those because those are really good games, but play them on last gen. Those games don't belong, and I'm so happy Microsoft's doing backwards compatibility. Maybe the devs now will realize that you don't always have to remaster shit, and we can move on. But anyway, I just found a list of remasters, and I'm accepting. I think we all gotta accept that that's part of the industry at this point. There were like 40 games on this list. Some of them we've heard of. Some of them I'm sure we haven't. But just I don't have issues with collections like we said before. But just to go down some of these, I'm gonna go down the ones nobody asked for. Like Gears, that is a great remaster. Halo Master Chief, even though it ran like shit, it was
Gears
still
wasn't great. It was a great.
it was
idea,
still a
terrible
great.
execution.
Yeah.
Like
It
I'm
was.
okay with
It
those,
was.
but like Deadpool, nobody asked for that. Sleeping Dogs, Metro Redux, that's a collection. I guess that's not so bad. Saints Row 4, who the fuck asked for that?
Nobody. That's what saying true.
Prototype, and
Nobody
there's
asked
a
that.
whole bunch of other ones, but I just wanted to put that out there.
Wait, was Tomb Raider one of them that people cared about? Because it was like
Nobody, I think people would have asked for that eventually, but nobody asked for that the year after it came out. So
I'll be honest. I don't think nobody would ask for that.
Okay, nobody was asking for that at all.
I think the only one people was asking for was GTA.
GTA, and
I don't think anybody was even asking for Last of Us. To be honest.
no,
I
nobody.
just-
We weren't
that's
asking for
something
any of that.
Right.
Every-
GTA was the only one that I can honestly say that people wanted because if you remember, GTA was supposed to be released when the new systems came out anyway, so it kind of got, pushed back a little bit.
That's about it. But yeah,
What about Dishonored remaster? I
no,
forgot
but yeah,
that shit came out.
you know what? I forgot to mention that definitive. Like these are good games. A lot of them
The
they're
Mass
great.
Effect is coming out too.
Yeah, but like nobody, we didn't ask for that. What we asked for in the beginning was backwards compatibility. Now
But you
some
know
people
what? How about Kingdom Hearts?
that see
No,
but
that
that's
that
a
one's
collection,
different. I
No, I'm
expect,
asking. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I would expect.
and it
that
was
as
a
collection.
10-year-old game. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Kingdom Hearts would make sense as a remaster because I don't think two. One, have they ever been on Xbox? Like they've never been on that console, right?
Wait, they were on Xbox?
No, they've only been
They
on
were on PS2 originally.
Yeah, they was
So,
only on
so
PS2.
they've never been on Xbox, so that would make sense. But
Right, collection would make sense for that.
Right.
yeah, but
Okay, then.
You get 3 games with that. Like those are good. Like, you
They're
like
long
If I'm
as
paying
shit, too.
$60 for 3 games, like they need to focus more. I mean, no, they need to focus more on these new games. But if they're gonna keep doing this remastered stuff, they should might as well just start doing collections. Because nobody would bitch about collections at all. Like if
I
they
think
came out-
remaster sounds bad, right? Like the word just now saying remaster just sounds terrible. When
Yeah,
somebody
it
says
does.
remaster,
What,
It does.
what is one of the number one things people have been asking for years? Call of Duty
oh, yeah.
Call of Duty Collection.
GTA collection.
Yeah.
Like you need to do more collections, a little less of that new shit. Like Deadpool, I understand why they did that because people
do?
the Deadpool movies coming out and they want to give people a chance to play Deadpool and stuff like that. I can understand that one. But Sleeping Dogs and shit like that, Dead Island and shit like nobody was asking for that shit.
Darksiders 2. Somebody said that in the chat.
Well, somebody's like, well, for people that didn't get to play it, it's like, well, you just missed it if you got rid of your last console. Bottom line, like this shit, it should be not free, but this shit should be available on the PlayStation Store, man. But they don't want to go that route, so whatever.
They want you
I
to
mean,
win.
I was hoping they would do what they did with the PS3. Remember, they had PS1, 2 games
Right.
for cheap too. Remember, Manhunt was on there. Like I just wish
San
it-
Andreas was on
Tomb
there.
Raider was on there.
Vice City.
almost all the Tomb Raiders, right?
The Twisted, yeah, all of them. The Twisted Metals was on there.
Damn.
Right, like that, I would love to see that. I mean, I see the PS now. I get it, but like the shit ain't working. Side note: Microsoft is trying to get Red Dead Redemption to be backwards compatible.
They got Black Ops 1. Ooh, Red Dead.
Yeah, which is good for the Xbox people. But moving on, let's talk about this 2015 Game Awards. Now I'm gonna go through some of these list of categories. We're gonna do our own like little award show, but I think we're gonna have our viewers vote and we'll vote too. So I guess we'll have our vote and then their vote. So we're actually gonna do it this year because we got this whole Skype OBS shit down. But
That's gonna be fire, bro.
so some of the categories we got. So number 1, we got Developer of the Year: Bethesda, CD Projekt Red, From Software, Kojima Productions, and Nintendo.
CD Projekt.
What happened to Naughty Dog? I wouldn't know.
You say CD Projekt?
Yeah, CD Projekt. I'd probably vote for.
They put out a great game, and they're not. From what I remember from Witcher 3 before it came out, after it came out, during that time, I don't remember any bullshit from that.
There wasn't. Well, there was glitches that
Yeah,
lasted.
but a game that size, I mean, not to give them a pass, but at the same time, like you expect that that is a fucking pass.
Yeah, it is.
It's an open world game. It's gonna have bugs.
Every game has bugs. Period.
Yeah, but some of the glitches I encountered, that wasn't like mass glitches.
It wasn't Assassin's Creed glitches. That's all I know.
Yeah, I couldn't like progress. Like I was stuck on a
Yeah.
mission, and the dude was supposed to spawn, and he never spawned. That happened for like 2 months. I couldn't play.
Wow.
Like,
whoa.
But that's not. I mean, I googled it, and it happened to some people, but that wasn't like a mass issue. So,
So, like, because the only games that because I would vote Bethesda, and it would mainly be because of Fallout 4, but as well as Elder Scrolls Online, because I actually like got that, and really started playing Elder Scrolls Online like crazy. And I think Elder Scrolls Online came out towards the end of last year, though. I want to say.
Yeah, it was delayed until like the summer for PC.
Right, but I just didn't end up getting it until this year. So I actually thought they, to be honest, both came out this year.
PS4 version you talking about?
Yeah, the PS4 version.
by the way, I got this article from GamingIlluminati.com. I'm gonna put the link to the article in the description if you want to read these categories by yourself. Best narrative is a category. They got Her Story, never played it. Life is Strange, Tales from the Borderlands, Witcher 3, and Until Dawn. That's going to be interesting. What do y'all pick for that one?
That's the best story.
Yeah, basically best story.
I gotta bow out because I only play Witcher. I can't just default.
I'm with
Life is
Terry on
Strange,
that one.
but-
Yeah, I'm with Terry on that one. I haven't played all those titles to even say, and I don't want to say something wrong. I really don't.
I'm gonna say Life is Strange, personally.
They're good.
I'm
The
going.
story,
Yeah,
I mean, the story is really, really. The Witcher 3 has a pretty good story, but it's not like, oh, holy shit, like that kind of story at the end. In my opinion, I haven't completely finished. I got like 8 missions left or something like that.
Yeah, I'm about the same with that. Like, my bad.
Yeah.
Like the Red Baron quest line in that game, like that's what sold me on that game. Like that's relatively early. I killed one of the wild hunt dudes, so I got pretty late in the game. But like that quest kind of sold me on that game. But like I said, I haven't played the other things, so I can't just pick Witcher because that's weird. But yeah, that's all.
I just fought one of those guys myself. I just did that like today. So,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go through all of these, but let's move on to some of the other ones. Best action adventure game, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I don't know why that's on there. Batman Arkham Knight, Metal Gear 5, Ori and the Blind Forest, and Rise of the Tomb Raider. Now that's a tough ass category, yo.
Wait, what was
That's
the
tough.
what was the category?
That's hard. That's hard.
The category is best action adventure game. We got
Oh, I didn't-
Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Arkham Knight, Metal Gear 5, Ori and the Blind Forest, and Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I only played like 2-3 of those games. I can't even
What-
answer that.
Chase, would you say Ori deserves to be in there for
Yeah, you're
action
lagging.
adventure?
Utilize.
Would you say that's a stretch?
It might be a stretch to have it in that category. It should definitely be in the category. I think they got best indie game. That game better win some type of an award. That game is like one of my favorite 4 games or 5 games this year. But at best action adventure, when you compare it to these other games, it's just kind of hard to see why that's in there.
Action adventure for Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah,
Action?
yeah.
Action? No, I don't even
don't-
think it
Not
belongs
enough
in
to
there for
win the
action.
category, but it's a really good game to get the nod is a great thing. Put it like that.
That game is excellent though. Man.
Yeah, but not for action adventure. That don't even make sense for Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just like. That's a stretch.
Yeah, what about, but real talk, you said action adventure.
Action adventure.
Would you consider Metal Gear Solid an action adventure? Some of these games, they need to look back at their games.
Because they don't have a category for
see,
stealth.
Like, I don't even consider
Yeah.
Metal Gear being an action
It is
adventure.
an action game though. It is.
It can be labeled as an action game, but from me, what I played, I didn't. I see more action like Uncharted
That's
or
what you're
something.
saying.
action/adventure.
Yeah, you can look at that category and think action or adventure
Yeah, it's
or
not-
mix it together.
You see,
I
Tomb
mean-
Raider makes perfect sense. There's so
Yeah.
much. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. Assassin's Creed definitely wouldn't get it. It would have to be out of Tomb Raider. I might just pick Tomb Raider, dude. I haven't beat the game yet, so I can't say that. I'm like three or 4 hours in, maybe a little more.
Shit, yeah, just like this dude said NZ level. He even said Mad Max. I would probably put Mad Max in there. Action
Why is
adventure.
there no fucking Dying Light on here?
That's what I'm saying. Like some of their games don't. I don't. Ori and the Blind Forest shouldn't
See,
be in that
see,
category. I think narrative it could have been in the category for narrative because that game's narrative was great, but even though there was no talking in that
Well,
game.
we'll talk about just one more of these. The other category, there's a lot more than that, but best role playing game. We got Bloodborne, Fallout 4, Witcher 3, and Pillars of Eternity. What do y'all think about those games?
I think
That was
Fallout.
what's Pillars of Eternity,
Don't
dog?
know. Never heard of it.
Me either. Well, I heard of it.
I need to look it up. I'm looking up
Let's
every
see.
game on here I never heard of. I'm gonna look it up.
I think Fallout will win that
It's gonna win it, yeah.
because it's the most, how to put it. It's the most accessible of the games. Like Bloodborne is it's a RPG, but it's based off the Dead Space game. I mean, Dead Space, wow, Dark Souls games. So it's kind of like some people, me included, go look at that. But with Fallout, it's like it's a super. I think Fallout will win.
It'll be crazy if Bloodborne wins, being that it's a first party. I mean, exclusive for Sony. It's a Sony exclusive title compared to Fallout being that it's a
that almost be
multi-plat.
robbery.
Yeah, that'll be crazy. I mean, well, didn't
Would it really
Last
be
of Us
robbery
win?
though?
No, because Last of Us
This
kind of
isn't
won
based on
awards,
what
too.
platforms the game is on.
Yeah, if it's a good
No, I'm just
game,
saying if it did win for roleplay, I think
No,
Fallout.
no, no,
might
no.
win.
I'm not saying off of platforms. I'm just saying like against the other guys. Not knocking like Bloodborne like it's bad, but I'm just saying I'm thinking majority is going to be between Fallout or Witcher. That's what I'm just saying personally. I'm not saying that like I'll be surprised. I should have said surprised, but
What was the category?
Best RPG. We
What
know
is it? Is it including story or just like
it doesn't even
the
say.
role playing aspects? Because if it's going by role playing aspects, I would probably say Bloodborne.
So you would say, okay, so you actually say Bloodborne for that.
But if it's going by gameplay mechanics and what all you can do and the things that are going on in the world, because I don't necessarily find myself being, I'm playing Fallout like crazy, but I'm not like so attached or emotionally attached to the story mode whatsoever. Kind of like how it was in Metal Gear. I cared more about the side missions than I did the actual story. I find that if it was for that aspect, then Fallout would win. But if it's based off of like story and really like getting it in, it's Bloodborne.
Okay, so
Some of
here,
these games, I feel like, all right, never mind.
so here's a simple question for everybody, and we can just let everybody go through this. There's some games I haven't seen on here. Let's ask, what is the sleeper game? Even people in the chat, what is the sleeper game up to this point this year? Like, what is the game that you feel has been the most slept on game? Because some of these games that I really like this year aren't even on this list.
I think Bloodborne, to be honest.
Okay.
Like a lot of people don't
Bloodborne
talk
was
about
so
Bloodborne.
difficult that nobody wanted to give that shit the
A
time.
lot of people didn't talk about it.
All right, Abel, what do you think? Is he there? Ricky?
yeah, no. I'm
Okay,
here.
sorry.
I was just thinking for a second. I'll probably say Dying Light. It's not making the cut. That's wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dying Light. No worry myself.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Dying Light. I'd have to put that in mind because Dying Light was mad fun, bro. Even though I didn't like the character,
Mention.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
still,
but isn't Dying Light
what?
in the thing for Game of the Year?
It's not.
No.
I don't think it's.
Not on this. I don't know if this is the game of the year that we look at every year, but this is the game awards. It's not
Because
on
if a
here.
game is being like, is it Dying Light not mentioned on any category at
No
all?
categories at all do I see Dying Light on this entire list, yo.
I think Dying Light came out at a weird time. Didn't it come out like late January?
No,
It
it
came
came
out in
like
January.
Yeah, but that's the beginning of that's the perfect time.
You gotta respect that. Yeah, that's
The reason why I say it's a weird time because it comes out like basically right after the original Game Award, and then you have that 8 or 9 months after it comes out.
But
where all
that's
these
more
new
fair.
games-
But that's more fair to rate the game other than fucking coming out in October and then rating a game of the year.
But yeah, my point is like there's so much stuff coming out that we loved it, but they probably forgot about it. Like it's fucked up, but they probably forgot about it. Like all this shit coming out, all these things happening. Like it came out that weird spot where it came out right after the awards, but then you have all this shit to just kind of like bury it, even though it shouldn't be buried. I barely see people talk about Ori and the Blind Forest. It came out around that time.
Around that time.
You heard?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, we talk about it because we've mentioned Dying Light.
Yeah.
That game is
before.
really good.
But like, my thing is, it's if it's by that logic, then I would take Bloodborne out and say Mad Max because I don't hear people talking about it like at all.
Yeah, that's still unfair. Mad Max should be in a list
Yeah,
of the category because Mad Max was
that's
fun as
another
hell.
one.
I only
It
got
should
like
have been. It
50%
really should have been an action. Like,
Matter of
Yeah.
fact, real talk. Even despite the disappointment for me in the ending of the game and the optimization, a little bit of the optimization of the game, but Batman was pretty good too. Like, I don't know.
It's on Best Action. It's in that. It
Okay,
has
it's
a
in-
nominee,
it's in a category, right.
nomination. There's nothing for Mortal Kombat on this whole thing, which is kind of strange to me.
they don't. But they don't have a fighter.
That's what I'm saying. Is this the whole list?
That's
Bro,
many-
wait, I don't.
no,
this
bro, that's
this got to be like
impossible.
European, bro. This got to
There's
be like
many
European.
fighters games that have come
He
out.
said European.
Bro, Game Awards. Where's this
Like,
coming
there's been
from?
crazy fighting games that come out this year. There's
They
no
have
way
a-
in hell it's
They
not
don't.
on
They
that.
don't have that on this one.
Let me see what.
They don't.
Bro, well, can you tell me?
They got Rocket
That's-
League and
they don't
multiplayer.
have a-
Yeah.
All right, but no, but tell me where's this video game awards? Like, where is it? Like,
Like,
where-
who are these people? How do they even have?
Yes, please.
This
Yeah.
is
Like,
Jeff
what is
Keighley.
their credibility? That's a good question.
This is Jeff Keighley for their
Okay, so yeah,
this number 2 after the one last year.
let me see.
Yeah, best fighting game. They have that category. I'm on the Polygon article and they got them all or most of them.
Okay.
Okay, no, that is on there. I'm sorry, it's not on.
No, but still, even at that, a lot of the categories and a lot of the games you're saying, I'm just like, what the hell?
That's the only category. I think I just missed it.
Ori and the Blind Forest for action? Come on, man. I don't want to hear that shit.
Like
The
Mortal
game.
Kombat.
Sleep on that game, yeah.
They got Rocket League under best multiplayer. They also got, that's gonna be rough. That's gonna be hard, man. Call of Duty. They got Black Ops 3 on there. They got Destiny, Taken King. They got Halo 5, Rocket League, and Splatoon.
Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 will win.
It's
Halo
going to win.
multiplayer.
That's a category just for Call of Duty.
Damn.
And it's actually
Right.
pretty good this year, too.
It is. I mean, but it's deserved this year, like Ricky said. Like, but normally when you hear that category, you always Call of Duty won it. But this is the first time you can hear Call of Duty won it. Like, like it's got to be between that and.
Halo, I think. Well, no, Rocket League.
I would definitely wouldn't say Halo. Hell no. It would definitely be between.
I ain't.
Well, you Xbox, but it's cool. But I definitely wouldn't say it. It's either Rocket League or that.
Yeah, Rocket League or Call of Duty, definitely.
Yeah, Call of Duty. I don't even know. To be honest, and I'm a Destiny fan. I don't understand why Destiny is even up on that list. That's
Matter of
it's actually
fact-
a disgrace for Destiny to even be on that list.
Really?
Matter of fact, another thing, too, I'm not a
Right.
fan of it, but I'm surprised Evolve ain't even on this damn list.
I'm not surprised.
Well,
one
I'm
bit.
not surprised by that at
at
all.
No, because, yo,
You said
believe it or not,
that.
there's a lot of people playing that bullshit.
I'm
Like,
surprised
playing that
actually Metal Gear wasn't on the list for multiplayer.
Who played
Considering
that?
it
They
just
got
came out. I mean, nobody did now, but shit,
Yeah.
we was playing the fuck out of that motherfucker for
Said,
a
who
minute.
played that? Yo.
Or GTA too. People play the fuck out of GTA on.
I think that's because it didn't come out like this year. Is why GTA.
But Destiny didn't come out this year either.
Taken King did though.
I mean, but yeah, but still.
Ugh.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Though, 'cause this is an expansion.
The game came out last
They just
year.
worked that shit into the list.
Yeah, they did. I ain't
Right.
Activision out here trying to get this money. They go. Activision said, "I'm gonna get this money one way or another. You gonna vote for Destiny? You gonna vote for Call of Duty? Wait, I got two in its paint right now. I'm getting it one way.
Yo, looking back, yo, why did I think that there was so many crazy games that came out this year? It
I
really-
think that's what I was trying to tell
what the
y'all.
hell? There ain't shit that came out. Like there was
No,
like,
I ain't gonna say
there was,
that
like
ain't
6
shit
games.
now. I ain't gonna do that now, Ricky.
No, I'm saying like 6 big titles. Like I'm looking at the list
One
right
of y'all
now.
just said that, yo. No, Child of Light was an amazing game.
Cause you put me on. You put me on. I'm
Child
playing
of
that.
Light is definitely an amazing game.
I got like 8 hours on there. I ain't finished that shit yet, yo. That game is excellent. I don't think that came out this year. Was it there?
That was last year. I think it was nominated. I think it won something. I think it won Best Soundtrack last year, and I think it won something else last year.
Wasn't it given away for free? I can't remember. Shit. Was it?
Yeah, they gave Child of Light away for free on PS Plus.
I don't know. But moving on. Look at the screen though.
Oh Lord.
Rousey.
Ronda Rousey is going to be on the cover of the new UFC game. She was already chosen to be the cover athlete before that last fight, but I just had to use that as the picture instead of footage because why would people do that? That's fucked up.
Now y'all see the Jordan crying face on the pictures.
No,
I was dying. I thought of
didn't.
you immediately, Terry. Immediately.
Hey, I just seen the picture.
You see it? You see it?
Oh my god, that's petty as
Yeah. That ain't right, man.
petty. Oh my god, and she looked just like
That dude.
Gotta
What's his
go.
name? Is that One Eyed Willie? What's his name?
No, one eye. Come on, G.
Goonies.
That's
Oh my god.
No, One Eyed Willie's the other dude. What's his name? I forgot his name.
I forget what
Chunky.
is.
Bro, I haven't seen the Goonies in like 15,
Yeah.
20 years, bro. You gotta excuse me, man.
Damn, I
I
just forgot.
think his
dude.
name is Chunky.
No, not Chunky. That was the fat boy. His name was Chucks or something like that. I forgot.
I might need to take an L for calling him One Eyed Willie, though. My bad.
Rhonda, that
So, nah, bro.
he gonna be known as oh my. Yo, cause that's generally the first time I ever seen it. Oh my god, that's so petty. Oh my god, that's petty as fuck. And the hair is almost the exact same.
and the smile, like, look at the teeth, though.
Oh god.
How would you even know to do that?
Telling you, people jump on this shit fast,
That'd be
bro.
too quick, man.
I wish I'd be those dudes, like the first ones to come out with this bullshit.
It's a damn shame how she got kicked in the face like that, too, by the way.
It was, bro.
She didn't see that shit
I
coming.
thought they was gonna take her off the cover because of that shit, man.
I mean, you can't do that. She lost.
Yeah,
the
you hearing
fight.
all the speculation?
Yeah.
Supposedly it was paid or some bullshit. I don't know.
No, she lost. She lost, man. She was talking
She
shit
lost
and she
legit.
lost,
She lost
man.
legit.
She
Yeah.
went in there a little too confident. She was emotional.
Didn't she try to box a boxer?
I mean, she was emotional. That's what it was. Like she, at the weigh-in, she kind of put her fist in her face and she kind of pushed off of her. She got mad. She had a little outburst. She was emotional. Sit your emotional ass down.
That's what you get.
She deserved that shit. She talked all that shit about Floyd and fought a nigga just like Floyd. That boy was. I said that boy. Shit, that was a grass man that kicked her ass. But that girl legit was just dodging everything, staying back while she was being too aggressive.
That's what she get. Moving on. This is going to be interesting. Star Wars Battlefront. Now I'm gonna say something. Everybody told me up and down that game. This is fun. This is excellent. You need to play this shit. I can't wait till this come out. Oh my god, how you missed the beta? What are you doing? What are you playing? And now the game full release. I'm seeing publications giving the game a 4.5 out of 10. Abel gave it an F plus. How you slap the plus on there like that? Game Illuminati, they did a 33-minute video, a review.
That shit was funny.
They didn't like it. Angry Joe did. I mean, it's like, dude, what? I'm gonna go. Matter of fact, we got some footage from Abel's full review. If you want to see his full review on his channel, go ahead and check it out, and we can really get an understanding as to why you would give a game an F plus. So you might want to watch that out. But Abel, do you want to explain? I mean, obviously you don't want to tell them everything you said in the review, but why an F? First of all, let me ask you this: how many hours do you have played, and why F plus?
I played 12 collectively, and F plus due to just principle. They knew
Explain
better.
the principles, though.
They knew better to release a shallow title to the people. Like the looks is all there. They have a whole bunch of different game modes and stuff like that, but it's just tweaks and turns on the way you play these modes. It's nothing drastic, and there's no depth. Even with the weapon progression system, the leveling systems, it's just all basic. And it's like, bro, this is it? Like $60, bro? Like, no, not $60.
I hate that I agreed with Abel 100% because like I have fun playing it. Don't get me wrong. It's a game
It's
that you
fun.
can have fun.
It
It's
is
fun
fun.
for the
It
now.
is.
I cannot
It's
see
simple.
myself like religiously playing it like I'm playing Black Ops 3. Like there's actually things you can go for in Black Ops 3, whereas there is in Battlefront. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like what we unlock and when we get, I'm like, why in that? And in fact, the game lacks so much because like you don't even get the full experience. I think in fact the maps, right? They look good in gravy, But dog, there's
They
like
do.
nothing innovative in the maps. Like, son, I just think this is a beautiful disaster. The game looks amazing.
Okay, let me ask y'all a real important question. All right, so you have your feelings about the game, F plus, or it's just not a good game, or it's not worth 60. Here's the question: when you played the beta, were you not? Is the full game so much different than the beta?
No.
It sounds to me like some
No.
of this stuff was very unexpected. Like you knew about the modes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
In the beta, right? Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, Chase, check this out. Yeah, this is the funny part. Like, you played the beta, great experience.
Okay.
Even coming into the retail title, still a great experience. But then when you see what you get far as content, you're like, you got to be kidding me.
So it's like Titanfall.
No. Titanfall had no, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
oh, it's almost.
I
on
hear a
the
lot of the
concept.
same complaints. I hear complaints that there's bots. I hear complaints that you don't get enough.
There's
Not
bots.
enough. Yeah, there's bots on
in certain modes.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
on
just saying.
Titanfall.
I'm just saying. If you compare it to the reviews from Titanfall, it just seems like
I
I'm
think
hearing a lot of the same stuff.
Titanfall got better reviews than this.
Well,
game.
that's what I'm saying. Titanfall was looked at as a better game, but I'm saying a lot of the complaints, I feel like it's the same stuff that people said about Titanfall.
No, well, I'm not gonna sit here and say the game is just complete trash. Like I said, I had fun playing it, like, and I still do. And I think it's because I don't play it like how I play Call of Duty. Like, I'll be on it for a good hour or two, and that's it. I'm out. But I think as far as the game goes, why am I playing? For how long or for what reason am I gonna continue? I feel like the challenges and all that stuff in the game is not something that can keep me going. I think they just lack so much features. Like, for example, heroes versus villains, right? Such a great idea in the game. Where are the real villains and heroes? Like, who plays as Princess Leia? Like that's how I go. I get serious with that. Like, dog, what happened to fucking Dark Mule or however you say his name, and all these other villains?
Can I intercept you right there?
Go ahead.
I don't know much about Star Wars, but this Star Wars game isn't based off of Darth Maul and all those other characters that you're referring to. It takes place based off of one specific movie where those characters weren't alive yet.
You know why? And you know why I mentioned those two? And I'm glad you point that out. I went to GameStop, bro, and all their merchandise that says Star Wars Battlefront had villains and heroes that are not even in the game. So what is that like? So if you're gonna say that's not serious, who, for someone who's a Star Wars fan or who went into this game, what do you think? How do you think they're gonna look at it? Why is this character in this cup or on this shirt or in this poster of Star Wars Battlefront? And that's why I said it to Abel last night. Because I mean, yesterday or the day before, I said, bro, why is it I bought this cup, you know, whatever I need. I always buy like a mug for coffee and shit. And then I see other merchandise that has all these villains and heroes on the cup. Maybe they're gonna be DLC. That's what Abel said.
So I said it's DLC.
Go ahead.
My thing is, I haven't actually played the game at all. Based off the beta, first of all, I want to say that I've watched some people's reviews and I found a lot of them hilarious. But I've also found a lot of the things that a lot of people were bitching at and very nitpicky, and it seemed kind of like, I don't know, because like I said, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I do play the games. I don't know too much about the movies or anything like that, but I enjoy the games. And like some of the things I've seen people bitching about was, oh, there's not that many weapons and things like that. But to my knowledge, there's not that much different weapons in the universe. Like, as far as I know, it goes to like a Star Wars type of universe. It fits that description very well. And I don't understand how almost every review I've watched, everybody's saying it's fun, but they're giving it 2s out of 10s.
That I didn't agree with.
Giving it Fs. Like, well, if a game's fun, then it's fun. I mean, Destiny.
You gotta give it at least a C if it's fun.
That's what I'm saying. Because if you bought it and it's fun, that means it's a game that you could go back to. And another thing people always say, which bother the fuck out of me, is when people always say shit like, this game is repetitive. Every fucking multiplayer game.
Every video game is repetitive.
Bro.
Every video game.
So like when people say that shit irks the shit out of me. Like, stop it. Like, if you don't like a game because of technical issues that are wrong with the game, like it's very laggy or it's very glitchy and the mechanicals aren't, or the mechanics aren't up to par what they should be, then say those issues. But don't sit up here and say that this game is running beautifully at 60 frames per second. It looks very beautiful. It plays really well. I just don't like it. And then give it a terrible grade.
And
Like,
and
I've
you know
seen
what?
some
Prophecy's right,
videos
bro.
like that.
Prophecy's 100% right, and me and Abel was talking about that too. I got a video coming out later this week about my thoughts on the game. Not really a review, but my thoughts on it. And I said the same thing. My thing was, I felt like, okay, you went Star Wars, you got to be real, on point with the Star Wars genre. But I felt as a video game, the game doesn't have many weapons in the universe. What I felt they could have just done just to make it more fun and just to put a kick into it is do like camos, custom cam, like just little stuff just to be like creative in the game. But like my personal problem is it just lacks like depth. I think these 3 years they could have just eliminated half of the modes that they do have, because I've been trying to play these modes that no one really plays the objective right, and I'm like, they could have just really scrapped this and just really try to come out with a story. And I'm upset because I got a feeling, man, that the DLC from the season pass is gonna be cool, but I got a feeling they're gonna try to introduce some crazy space battle DLC, and like that's gonna have nothing to do with the season pass. Like how all games are starting to do it now. The season pass gives you maps, but when they come out with this big grand DLC, it has nothing to do with the season pass. And I think just like Battlefield 4, at that point later on is when Battlefront's gonna be a good game, a great game.
And the thing is, the F plus. I mean, didn't everybody watch the video? That's the point of that. I don't go off of grading systems, so I just put it on there just so people are like, okay, wow, I gotta look at this. So, beyond that, you could have a fun game, but you could be like, okay, this isn't the experience worth $60. That was my point in it. Now, I everything looks beautiful, which it does. But if I had a refund button, I would hit it because the value's not there. It's like cool, fun. I'm in the game. I'm a Star Wars fan, cool, but it's empty. It's like, okay.
My question
That's
is,
it.
what bothers me as well is people say it's lacking because it doesn't have a story. When it's based off,
you knew that when you bought the game,
right? But
though.
Yeah, I already knew
it's
that.
a multiplayer-based game.
You didn't know that?
And then people are mad, like, and in the same exact reason that I always get on people about being mad at Destiny for having no single player. It's a multiplayer-based game, so you can't get mad at them. Like, I thought this was the generation, or seemed to be the generation that cares more about multiplayer than anything. My whole purpose about a video game, is it fun? Does it have issues? Yes, but is it fun, and does it justify a rental or $60? And if people are telling me that the game is justified a GameFly, then I could pay GameFly to play the game, and I wouldn't pay the $60 for it. But when people give terrible excuses and reasons why they don't like it, just being nitpicky because people don't like fucking video games nowadays, it bothers the shit out of me.
And I don't blame you, because you know what? I remember my experience with Destiny in the beginning, because I know Prof was killing it with Destiny in the beginning, and I kind of stopped because I felt like it was kind of trash to me, right? But then all of a sudden, I guess I picked up, and I seen that there was so much content after the 2.0 update now with Star Wars, being that it was a multiplayer only game. And from the beta, I've been knew the game what was in Star Wars, the beta. I said this to Abel too. The beta wasn't going to limit you with what's going to be on the map. What you saw inside the map was going to be in the full game. Why would they take out spacecrafts and all this crazy shit in the multiplayer beta for you to think like this game was empty? What was in the beta was basically going to be in the full game. The beta was because they wanted people to try out the game for bugs. That's what most betas are for. I don't know why they're glorifying betas like, yeah, we get to try the game early, thank the Lord. No, it's really to try out bugs and shit, to see if there's bugs and reporting them. That's originally what it was for. But my problem was I played the game for several hours, and I'm like, man, for being that it was a multiplayer only game, I expected so much more content to keep me going in the game. It was literally the same thing in every mode I played. And maybe I blame a little bit of my teammates because the way they played, I'm like, why you're playing this mode? And that happens a lot in almost all games, But that was just my problem. That was like one of my biggest problems, actually, that people weren't playing the objective. Everybody's playing the same way. I was definitely not nitpicking because, like I said, I had fun playing the game. I'm not going to keep playing that shit if I thought it was trash. I was playing that shit for hours.
Let me just ask a question or point out something. What I'm noticing is, and I'm not getting the game now because there's people's opinions that I really hold in high regard, and I usually don't do this. But since I bought Tony Hawk, I feel like I got to sit this one out. But anyway, the pattern I noticed is that a lot of people really like Black Ops 3. And it's not because it's the honeymoon stage, because these are people that haven't enjoyed Call of Duty
Hutch
since Black Ops 2. Some of them haven't enjoyed it since Modern Warfare 2 that are enjoying Black Ops 3. Those same people that are playing Star Wars, I feel like Black Ops 3 is
It brought a lot of
it's
people back.
considered such a fun game that it's when you go to play Star Wars, a lot of those same people are like, nah, Star Wars isn't any good anymore. Like, cause I'm even seeing like, like I was surprised, like even like the Illuminati guys was having fun playing Black Ops 3. But they did a Star Wars review. They did refunds. They didn't like it. Abel's enjoying Black Ops 3. He doesn't like it. Ricky, you're enjoying Black Ops 3. And you're having fun on Star Wars, but like.
But I know how long I can play that. I know my attention span with that game. I know not to kill that game's fucking life because I'll get bored of it. I think it's because Abel realized so much problems, and I don't blame him for the problem. Like a lot of people.
But is that because a lot of people don't have it as well, and you're playing majority by yourself, or because you have a bunch of people with you and yeah.
Wait, what was the question exactly?
Yeah,
I'm saying, like, are you saying that it's not fun to you because you're playing by yourself and you can't play it for that long, or you play with people as well?
Well, I played with some people. I even have it on PC. I play with some people and I'm having fun. I tell you, my problem was I feel like with me grinding in that game, I didn't see me really like getting rewarded as much, and I'm just like,
make sense.
And I'm like, damn, man, like the grind on Destiny is real. But I noticed after the update,
that's uncomparable though.
Exactly. And I'm coming into this game. A multiplayer only game should give you that like.
So let me ask you another question, and I'm not trying to put you specifically. No. I'm just saying in general. So what is the benefit of grinding on Call of Duty versus Star Wars?
Well, me personally, I think it was just prestige and just the funness of the game, and plus, I actually
prestiging and losing all your stuff and starting over from the beginning is fun.
Just prestige right now.
I'm not talking about the gameplay itself. I'm saying, like, since we're talking about ranking up specifically, what is so fun about ranking up?
Well, from what I just
Star Wars.
With Black Ops 3, I realized plus remember it's a new game, just like Battlefront. With all the stuff I've been unlocking in the game, all the new features and systems in the game, I'm actually impressed that they actually added new things in the game, camos, different weapons, and there's a lot of good weapons in this game in comparison.
Are you talking about Black Ops?
Yeah, you said Black Ops 3, right?
Oh,
so yeah. I'm saying,
it's not that much different than Black Ops 2.
He's asking about leveling up because you level up slow shit on Black Ops 3.
Well, you level up slow on Black Ops 3. That's not my problem, but you unlock so much within that. You get everything from camos. If I'm not unlocking anything for like attachments and stuff like that, I'm unlocking camos. Literally, bro, in Battlefront, there's none of that. There's just, and obviously that's because Star Wars ain't built on attachments on your weapons. It's just really the weapon, the character.
I don't know if you get the point that I'm trying to make or see what I'm trying to lead you to say.
I'm trying to understand it, but
you know this going into Star Wars. It sounds like you knew that stuff going into it. So
that's why I said I'm having
Star Wars universe doesn't have camos and it doesn't really benefit from upgrading like that.
Now,
but one of the negatives about Star Wars is upgrading because basically it's saying because it's not like Call of Duty.
Well, no, I didn't say it was bad.
Nah,
I'm not on that train saying the game is bad though, so I can't really answer that.
I played all the past Battlefronts and stuff like that. I came back to and I'm not really a Star Wars fan at all. I just played this game as an objective game. I was just playing it, and I was just seeing that. Even with the guns, there's no variables or anything. And I understand it's Star Wars, but if this game's a hallway and I could throw an echo down that bitch, it's empty. Like there's nothing else to it. Like even the guns, it's just like, okay, I'm unlocking guns, but the guns is there any depth here? Are there customizable things? Does variables change? Does anything? Nothing.
I mean, like legit.
I mean, but none of that happened in the other Battlefronts either. Though.
Yeah. But
the only difference between this one and the other ones had story modes.
Okay, and you know what else too to add on to it?
Hold on, Ricky. Abel wanted to say one.
My bad. I didn't.
No. But just overall, for me personally, as a $60 experience, I can't tell any of my boys to go out and buy this at $60. And that was the whole premise of what I'm saying. Like this is $60 game. I said between 30 and 20. If you get that at 20 or 30 and said, Abel, I got it at that, c'est la vie. But if you're paying full 60, I'm just like, that's a tough pill to swallow for somebody that can't afford it. So that's just what I was.
By the way, guys, I don't give two shits about Star Wars Battlefront. I just want to hear real in depth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
people giving it these terrible reviews because regardless even though they're my homies, I'm still gonna pick it up from GameFly regardless.
And I'm not giving it bad. I didn't give it a bad review on my thing. I just pointed out something that I was hoping for. That's really it. I didn't really say, oh man, the maps attract. I did say that for Star Wars, what I was hoping for on the maps, like they were gonna allow you to do like building during like on the trenches and stuff like that, because literally everything, and this was from the beta too, that I was hoping they fixed, because I actually wrote that on one of their forums when they asked people how do you feel about the game, and I was saying, you know what, you need to add more in depth, like, you know, trenches and stuff like that with the maps, because it was kind of cheesy playing Assault on Walker Assault, I think it was called, right? But my thing is, I don't want Prophecy to lose money on this game. I don't want him, like he says, the game fly it. So I'm going to just say right now, when you play this game and you're going in and you're leveling up, they have a coin system in here, a point system where you get points, and every 1,000 points is literally 100. It exchanges into like 100 points. And I just feel like their point system and what you unlock, it doesn't really reward me. And to top it all off, playing as all the villains and stuff, being that this is EA's first Star Wars game, just like they did with UFC, it reminds me of UFC so much. I see what they have here, but they didn't deliver that much content for a game that they were developing in 3 years. But like I said, I have fun playing it.
My thing is,
I'm
not talking about you specifically. I'm more questioning Abel because, like I said, I watched this video. But what I mean more or less is, and we can skip this topic because I don't give, like I said, shits about Battlefront. But how much people, I mean, how much more, when I watched most people's Star Wars first impressions of the beta, and when they were playing the beta, all the things they were saying was they just wanted more modes. So they're making it seem like they got the game that they wanted, they just didn't really want this game to begin with. Because everybody that I've spoken to and talked to, everybody loved the beta. From what I'm understanding, it's the same as the beta. Like, they gave you everything in the beta as far as weapons to unlock. They gave you I think the exact same weapons. They gave you the exact same, all the perks that you could see. So, like, I don't get how this went from everyone loving the beta to saying this game is shit.
Well, that's what I was saying. But maybe go ahead, Abel. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when you play the beta and you play it third-person shooter, didn't play one in a while, it's good. You hop right in. Everything's accurate. The kills feel good. You're having fun with your boys. It's great. But you're like, okay, wow. Imagine the full retail. Imagine the full retail game. What is it gonna have? What is it gonna carry?
I knew
with
it had
guns
like, the
and level. Now, see, I wasn't looking at it like that. Now, people.
I was looking at it as it is what it is. Like when I got Black Ops, when we all played Black Ops 3 beta, I didn't say, oh my god, what else are they gonna have? They gave us all the kill streaks and all the weapons in the beta.
In fact, they took out the kill streak.
Minus a few. Like, so I didn't say, oh my god, I can't wait for this. I said, I'm gonna get this game because I hope it's exactly like the beta.
Now, props. Now, what you're saying there with the beta, now, I didn't look at it at that neither. Like, I'm just seeing, like, okay, they gave us this great base game. I'm seeing the base game. I'm seeing the weapons and stuff. I'm like, wow, imagine the full game.
No, I agree with that, Abel.
What are they going to do?
I agree with that.
So that intrigued me to go on and purchase it. And I was like, okay, I purchased it. I'm like, well, damn, it's the beta 2.0. Like,
that makes sense.
No, and you know what too, and like I respect his opinion. Maybe not the F plus part, you know. Maybe you expected a lot more. I didn't expect a lot though.
The F plus.
Yeah, remember, you got to look at their track record. Like, after seeing what they did with UFC wasn't a bad game, but it didn't really have that much inside the game. Remember, they didn't even have ground pound after you knock the enemy out. Like, after you knock your opponent out, they added that shit later on in the update. So I can see how far they have to go to actually make a game like fun. But what I'm saying is, and I don't want to say the person. I already mentioned it, and I'm not gonna mention the person. But I kind of disagree with the group, and y'all know who I'm talking about, with their review. And the reason why is because
who are you talking about?
I'm gonna have to say MW, and I don't agree with that whole 30-minute video crap.
Well, yeah, just say that. I was like confused.
You know what? Yeah, no, because all right. Well, look, the reason why I don't necessarily agree 100% with that, and I just think that it was a lot of complaining, and it's because they announced what was not in the game, what was in the game, what to expect.
Did you watch the whole review?
Yes, I have. Why would I be like, yeah, I did watch the whole review. I even commented on the video. The thing is, when EA was, right when this game was coming out, they told you what modes were in the game. They told you what was not in the game. Space battles were not in the game. They said there's a lot of points they made that I can agree with that I actually said just before. But I'm saying a lot of the stuff, and there's a lot of other, videos people making. I'm like, y'all complaining about stuff that these guys announced. Like, these guys actually said, we're sorry to say we don't have this in the game. And then in like the specific people's videos, they're saying, I wish they imagine if they would have had this though. Well, we knew they weren't because they said they're not.
You
So
realize
that was only a
you
part of
realize,
the video.
But I'm not only talking
but
about him.
I'm
That's
not,
why I said
I'm not talking about them because I only watched like the first 10 minutes. I have it and watch later. But you realize you're saying everything that I basically.
That's why I
you're
agree
proving
with you.
basically
That's
my
why I
point.
agree
Like
with
I
you.
don't understand why everyone's giving it all this hate and they expected more from
They
something that
announced
they already told they were going to get. Like, so my better question is for Abel. I mean, I understand the F plus was a joke, but
Yeah.
what could they do that's better than?
Now,
Still sticking to the Star Wars theme. So that means think about all the complaints as far as the ranking up and the loadouts and the weapons. What more could they do while sticking to the Call of Duty? I said Call of Duty, the Star Wars story. What else could they do to evolve to make it A plus?
I don't know. As a Star Wars person, like that's hard to answer right on the spot right now. But I'm just seeing as the experience that I've gotten, it wasn't worth $60. That's all I'm saying. It's just variation on game
I
modes.
can agree. It
The-
ain't worth 60.
and again, and like I didn't know that they announced because I wasn't looking into this game. Like how Chase was saying, I'm gonna stop reading things and all that. That's how I did this game. I didn't know that they announced there's no this, there's no that. I wasn't looking into it. I'm not a Star Wars fan.
Hell yeah, they
I
received
just
mad
thought it as
flag,
a guy.
bro.
I gotta
So, but now to expand upon the game and make it better, better thought out game modes, something that's more engaging, variation in what you can do with your weapons. But again, the Star Wars canon people might be like, "You're crazy. That's not right." But I don't know what to do. But this wasn't enough. I could tell you that it wasn't enough. So
But for Abel's
it's-
experience, it wasn't enough for him. And I like
No,
I said,
I'm
I
not
understand
saying that he's
no, I'm
wrong.
talking
I
about
haven't.
the comment section though. But
Right, but like I haven't played the game personally at all. But coming from the previous Battlefronts, minus the space battles and the story mode, this is exactly what the games were.
they said, yeah, exactly. That's what
It's
they said.
it's Battlefront, and it runs at 60 frames per second, which I haven't heard anybody talk about when
I
it's
said it.
one of the very few games.
But hold on, I don't think
that's like a
that's
standard.
not really fair. I'm gonna tell you why. So I played Tony Hawk 5. It's garbage. I also played Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD. Tony Hawk 5 is basically the exact same thing. I wasn't buying Tony Hawk 5 expecting it to be the same exact as from Tony Hawk 2012 HD. I'm thinking it was going to be an improvement. I'm thinking there was going to be more. But when I got it, there wasn't. So some people hit me with that logic, like, well, you played that one. Why did you think this was going to be any different? Because this is the next game. I thought you were supposed to build upon shit. Even when there's a beta, I'm expecting you to build upon whatever it is you had from the beta.
But people didn't complain. People, if you read people's complaints, it was
My
really about
whole
Walker
point,
Assault.
though,
Oh, yeah.
is what you're saying is I agree, but my point is people weren't saying this in the beta. When they were talking about the
that's why I asked the
expectations and
same
wants for the
thing.
game.
True, but
Right. Like they wanted the OG Star Wars Battlefront for years. This is a game that's been wanted for years. Now, when Bad Company 3, which is a big game that people really want to see, they don't want Battlefield 4 stuff in the game. They want Bad Company 2, which was the last good experience to that specific game that they had. So they want the game to feel more like that. And if you get a game that doesn't feel like that, you say it's completely different. And then people bitch about it. People bitch about Advanced Warfare, say it's so trash, but because it's new mechanics. But if they didn't have new mechanics, you'd have just been saying this is the same Call of Duty, same shit as last year.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's saying, and that's the thing. And I'm gonna say it right now. All right, I'm gonna just call it NWM. What NWM and the other guy said about the maps is something I 100% agree with. I'm upset that within the 3 years, I think how many planets they have able to 4?
Yeah, 4.
Four, and this is crazy to me because Battlefield did this, but I can see how different each map was. They launched the game with 9 maps, and in rotation, I only kept playing the same 3. And I was upset with that. I'm like, bro, when am I going to play this map or that map? And I feel like all the maps were the same. Like, they did cookie cut the maps. That's actually a problem I have. That's a real issue right there. Because I'm like,
that-
dog.
Hold on,
was
real quick, guys. I'm sorry to do that. I want to address something in the chat. Somebody said Ricky was sneak dissing. The Illuminati, they all know. Everybody, we all good, bro. Ain't none of that. There's no issues. Like, we're good. Don't do that. Don't come here trying to create an issue. There was no issue.
If he sneaked this, and he wouldn't have said his
And there's
name.
no sneak this
Right,
at all.
exactly.
He just said he didn't agree.
I didn't agree with 100%.
And that's what Ricky said. Nobody else in here said what Ricky said. That was his thing. So
Damn.
I'm just saying, like, don't.
But you weren't disrespectful
No,
neither.
he wasn't. Nah, and they know that. Like, we good, man. Like, we.
Man, y'all niggas gotta stop being so sensitive, bro.
Yeah,
like,
man. Like, get
be
out of
honest,
here, man.
Just because I disagree with somebody or have a different opinion of doesn't mean that we making fun of anybody.
Look,
Get
we
off
were
that
disagreeing right now,
Right, and
amongst each other.
we had him on
Like-
here. He disagreed with Abel about fucking Mass Effect. So like, yo, we do that shit, man. Don't nobody get all salty about little stuff like that. Now that group thing, I don't know if I would have phrased it like that if I was Ricky. You know what I'm saying? To be
What do you
honest
mean?
with you said, oh, that one group. I'm like, hold up.
No, you know why? Because before I forgot, one of you guys did say like I'm not gonna say who it is, so I'm like I'm just going based off of that too. Maybe you don't want to start something, but look at the comment section though. No, but look at the comment section now. Look at it now because I said the name. People over here saying I sneak this.
Because they're reaching.
You did no, but you
you
the way you said it was,
the way you said it though.
Because but I'm not gonna hold back on how I say something.
That's
They
why I
obviously
asked you who you was talking
MWN
about.
and Ethos and all of them. They know I'm not like that. That's the thing. I'm not sensitive. They're not sensitive.
Man,
Shit. If anything,
please, man.
MWN is like the king at doing that. Like he don't give a fuck either. But the point is, I was just like, damn, I disagree with a lot of what they said. But when the things that I did agree with, that's really what I've mentioned in my video. Just a lot of things that were nitpicking what Prophecy said. I'm like, yeah, some of that stuff I kind of don't understand. And this is with every video I've saw. Like a lot of people nitpick things that I'm like, these were things that were mentioned by EA. EA actually came out and said this. They received a lot of flack for this. I don't know. I guess some people ignored the signs. I don't know if people ignored this and they said it. Now I'm hearing people complain about it. Bro, they mentioned this shit already. You know, like, so I came in with this already understanding.
Let's go into 2K because we did spend a long time in that hole.
Terry, I know you. Yeah, I think we did a little bit too much explaining, even right
Yeah.
there.
My bad, yo. I didn't know somebody said that though.
No, we don't do that over here, man. Everybody, we good, man. We talk to them. Everybody cool, man. Don't do that. Do not do that. Don't do that,
I
bro.
think Chase though the way.
I'm just saying, y'all. That's the last thing I want to look in the chat and see somebody like, yo, you sneak this and who? Like,
Bro,
what,
but you
what
know
are you
what's so
talking about?
funny about my nigga Chase, bro? Like, this is real rap, bro. Like, this shit is so funny. This nigga Chase always be like, look, this is Ricky's views, Ricky's opinion.
It is, though.
Anybody.
Or I noticed he had to throw that shit in there. I'm like, damn. Like, don't worry, man. I hold my own down. You know what I'm saying? I hold it down.
Nah, 'cause
I appreciate you mentioning that, you know, but damn.
No, this is what dudes do. They be like, well, they said, but I ain't say nothing. So ain't nobody gonna say I said anything. You know what I'm saying? You didn't say nothing wrong, but in the case that you did, because you have said some wild shit on the show, every time you do, I let everybody know.
I thought you meant about them.
That's you, and it ain't everybody else. That's all I was saying, though. Like, ain't nobody gonna put me in no pickle. Moving on. Terry, did you want to say something? I know you didn't really get a chance to say much that whole time.
I had some theories, but like,
go ahead and let us know what the theories are, and then we'll move on to 2K after you get the last word.
y'all kind of debunked them a little bit. My idea was like, well, I had two things. The beta we gave, the beta wasn't talked about like the full game was because it has that name beta, so it was kind of given the benefit of the doubt, to be for real. And then with Battlefront, when I played the beta, I had the same like feeling. Like I played it for like an hour. Like the first hour was hype, like the sound, all this stuff, and then after that I was like, this it. Then I stopped playing it. My theory is that you get this game and you do this, like you go in and you do the kills and you do this shit over and over and over and over and over and over again. And you have to have content to keep doing that thing over and over and over again from being stale. And they don't have the content. Like some people still having fun, but at the same time, like, what else to do? Like, ain't shit else. Like this reminds me when I played the Destiny beta, I had fun. And then I didn't get the game day it came out because I was broke. But then I got it afterward on GameFly, playing it, and I'm playing it like, this is it. Like it's just I played this already. And like it reminded me of that, and then it reminded me of like I use Street Fighter V beta for example. I watched gameplay of that. I'm like something feel off about this. I played the beta. I bought it on PC, and I'm playing it on the beta. I'm like, there's nothing under this. Like you need something under it. You need like you have you need to have a foundation, right?
Terry, how did the retail go? Did it come out?
I can't say that about Street Fighter, bro. That's a fighting game.
I mean,
I don't need nothing else besides fighting and whooping niggas' ass.
but you correct. But at the same time, like
I don't need no story mode, Nathan.
no,
Like,
not
It would
in
be a good add-on though.
fighting game. I think fighting game is the same idea as my theory is like you do something over and over again. You have content. Fighting games is that, but distilled to the point where that gameplay is the only thing to keep you there. With Street Fighter Five, I play that. I'm like, I don't see myself playing this for months on end. Like I've been playing fucking Killer Instinct since 2013. Like that game is still fun to this day. But I played that beta for like I got 12 hours on Steam, and I'm like, nah. Like you can like it's a feel like with Abel explaining like there's no specific thing because you can just feel it like it's a feeling. Like I look at Street Fighter Five, I'm like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it, y'all. Like this ain't it. Like it's just a feeling. It's hard.
said, I got a feeling.
Didn't he? I feel it. I'm looking at it. I don't feel it.
Yeah,
Yo,
I just feel the beta experience that the people got comparison to the retail game, people would be like, damn, I feel like I got gypped. And people told me plenty of times, Abel, what you see in the beta, that's what you're gonna get. I'm like, nah, they're gonna do something. They're gonna have something more in depth. And I shook it off. I got the retail game. That's exactly what I got.
you know what?
We
And
all get
I don't-
burned. Yo.
I don't blame Abel for
My
that. But
thing
aside
is,
from
from now on, I'm not specifically speaking about you. I specifically, well, kind of and sort of. I don't want to sneak
Just say it,
this.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak this.
But from
right?
now on, when you play a beta, I need you to say, in all the good things and your impressions that you have of this game, say what you want more of, then, and you hope that it does this, instead
Right,
of
true.
saying that I love this beta, this game is fun, I'm playing it nonstop, I can't wait for the retail version, and then you get the retail version, it's just like the beta, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, fuck this game. So
F+.
now I wanted everybody that does reviews.
I got
that shit gets an F plus.
I got you.
I
And-
need you to start saying what you want for the future versus
And Prop,
what it is
you
now.
know what? Prop, that's fair. That's fair. That's definitely fair. That's more than fair. So I definitely see you with that. I see
like
you.
when I've done impressions, I've only done it once or twice, but I gave all the things that I wanted in the future for the the full game. That way, people know when I get the full game, I said those things in the beta, so it correlates to what I'm talking about now.
Yeah. Correlate.
Nah, I agree. I agree though.
I got a little smart on these niggas sometimes.
I gotta say like that.
Yeah, Ricky, ooh.
All right, well, Ricky, you say your last word, and we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to 2K.
All right.
yo.
Yeah, I know it's gonna sound stupid, but I was gonna say like only for some certain content creators, but that's what some of them get for worrying too much about how visually impressive the game was, and then now that they get the game and it's kind of boring to them, they start complaining like they never knew. But yeah, you can continue.
Hold on, let me just. I just want to say one thing, Ricky. This is not towards you. This is just to people in general.
It was towards me. It's towards
Oh,
me bro, because you would have never came up with that.
That's like
unless-
that's like when a nigga say no offense,
No. Look.
no disrespect.
How come when like one person don't like something, they say okay, this is a reason. But if other people don't like something and you don't agree, then you say well they complaining. It's like yo, like it's the same thing though. That
Oh
you
yeah,
do.
I didn't say nothing in relation to that. Okay, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I helped you think about that, but
Like a lot of people do that shit. Like they have all that laundry list of stuff they don't like. But if somebody else has a list of stuff they don't like, but you don't agree, they want to say, well, you just complaining. Like, really? What about your list of shit? You wasn't complaining, you was making valid points. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and you know what, Chase? That's very good. Like when people have their opinions, I just leave it alone. Like I respect everybody, and if you don't agree with me, I just fine. I don't
depends on what
say
they
you're
say,
bitching
though.
or whatever.
Because
It just
sometimes
is
people
what
say
it
dumb.
is.
Like, remember, I'm the king at doing that. I used to say dumbass shit, like dumb reasons why
You
I didn't
was up
like
in
the
here
game.
with the frame rates on 30. Resolutions on
You know what I'm
980p.
saying?
What
So
is this?
I do take in consideration now, like why certain people don't like certain games. Because sometimes I'd be like, bro, that shit sometimes don't make sense to me. Like not you. I'm talking about like for certain people. Like I'd be like, that's a dumb fucking reason. But you know what? I can't really get mad at them because maybe that's their reason. But whatever.
No, fuck that. I'm y'all know me. Y'all know me for being who I am. And I am the one person that says I know teachers told you that there's no dumb questions and there's no such thing as a stupid opinion. Fuck that. There are such things as stupid opinions. When you bitching about the color of a nigga's shoes or the dirt underneath a nigga's fingernails, that's a dumbass reason to hate a game for it. Like, and I heard niggas bitching about like, Live or 2K. Oh, it's so inventive and you can see niggas' armpits and shit like that. Like, stop hating on niggas for doing props for shit.
I'm
All right, speaking of 2K, shout out to Trader Kid, to the homie. We're gonna talk about patch 3. Now, this footage is courtesy of homie Trey, and this is just to illustrate what may have happened to you. Now, I do believe that this particular issue has been remedied, but this is what happened when patch 3 was put out. The amount of double teams, literally, I played in my last My Career video. I swear to God, every time I touched the ball on offense from the start of the game to the end, I got double teamed, and the computer kept trying to get steals, and I was just like, I don't understand what's going on. And it wasn't just on offense, on defense. My computer, my AI teammates kept double teaming, and Dirk was wide open pretty much the entire game, and I think he had like 38 points, and he was shot like 95% from the floor. So 2K is known to put out patches every year, and sometimes you get situations where like the game just basically gets broken. And as you see on Trey's footage here, this wasn't just one game. He's now in a completely different uniform, and he's still going through the same stuff. I'm just going to read some of the bullet points from the patch for anybody that cares. There's something on here about not sweating appropriately. That's not that important. And this is a huge patch. I do want to say that this is a huge patch. Now, that doesn't mean it's an excuse for the way that the game started doing weird stuff, but they tuned down the frequency of missed dunks and traffic. They put better, they increased the AI reaction time for alley-oops, better voice chat. Your my player overall is now going to be shown correctly on Pro-Am. The computer is not as reactive to you passing. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, but the computer, like, their pass lane game was crazy. The one major thing that I really liked that they did was the hold ball for too long has been toned down to a more reasonable length. Because it was ridiculous. As soon as you cross the half court, you was going to get that. And that's just some of the stuff. I just wanted to point that out. But patch 3 was fucked up, bro.
I've been playing 2K since it came out.
Sorry.
Wait, he said sorry.
Yeah.
It's still doing it. Like I was, so was it a couple days ago? I got traded from the Raptors to the Rockets. But when I was on the Raptors, like the fucking DeMar DeRozan and Lowry would be doing alley-oops. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like the ball just go out. I'm like, really, nigga? Really? Like the shit was pissing me off. And then to hold the ball too long, I'm like, how the fuck I'm gonna get myself in position so I can score? The fuck else?
What are you, Terry? Point guard, shooting guard, small forward? Yeah, like I knew 2K was terrible with the hold ball too long when I made a point guard and I was getting hold the ball too long and it was still 20-something seconds left on the clock. Like I need you to stop, bro. Yeah. Like center power forward, yeah, I understand that. You're supposed to either go up, pass out, post, blah blah. But point guard making you hold the ball too long, come on, bro. Like they was reaching.
Question real quick. Are you supposed to lose? I be having like 6 turnovers a game. 6 turnovers a game sometimes.
What difficulty you playing on?
Right now, what's after pro?
What? I don't even know.
Hold up, bro. Hold up.
You having problems playing on Pro?
All-Star?
Playing on All-Star,
All-Star, bro.
Playing on All-Star, fam.
You asked. Sorry. I suck too. Never mind.
Are you playing on All-Star?
That's how we do.
Maybe.
You said that live.
You getting 6 turnovers on All-Star, fam?
You fucked
Bro,
up.
Like, I can't tell if it's just my players' hands are just ass or
That's
like,
what's hot in these streets, bro. You getting 6
I think
turnovers
your
on
fingers,
All-Star.
ass fingers.
Now, if you said Hall of Fame, I was fucking with you. Even
right,
Superstar.
I thought my nigga was coming out
Even
the game like he was about
Superstar.
to say, ooh, nigga, I be playing on Hall of Fame.
Even
2x, 2
Superstar.
times.
He said,
Who comes after
All-Star.
rookie? No, let me
hey, I ain't played 2K since 2K14, so hey.
Man.
You was playing on All-Star then, too, wasn't you? Wasn't you?
I was on pro back then.
You was on... Bruh.
Yo,
So
man, Terry, you just helped me a bunch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you just took a lot of L's from Ricky.
Yo, yeah.
I had mad weight on my shoulders right now, and I feel way better. No back problem.
If I had the music, I would cue it up.
I ain't gonna lie, you got exposed, bro.
Yeah.
He said it normal. Yo, what came after?
It's just he said it so easily, like it just rolled off his tongue. Like he could have like lied and just be like, well, what's the one after All-Star? Oh, Superstar. True. Yeah, nigga, we would have had a good conversation agreeing with you. Now all of a sudden,
He said you guys take
All-Star.
bro.
Nigga, you gotta hit that nigga with the rookie? With the fuck, nigga? All-Star. Ow, ow, Sway.
Hey, and to answer your question, I don't know why you getting 6 turns. Yo, but on real shit, I think I average like 5 or 6 turnovers on my career. The telling you the computer's defense this year is unbelievable, man. Like
Even
it's
on fucking pro. Yo, that's crazy.
yeah. Yeah, and you know what? No, you know what? Fuck
Mad
it.
at
Shout
that,
out
though?
for being honest, because dudes on YouTube, I'm not gonna say names.
Oh, you
like,
see, at this point, I wish I couldn't say that.
I'm not sure if everybody that's doing videos play on Hall of Fame, yo. And it's okay if you don't, because we only do it if I didn't do YouTube videos, I wouldn't play on Hall of Fame. I probably put on Superstar.
Superstar is only one, like literally one notch below Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Like,
but I think that's more
it's not
fair.
that. It's not that much different. Like I play on Hall of Fame, but I've switched to Superstar, like going up against real nigga teams, like Golden State and shit. And I put it on Superstar real quick. I still get double teamed out the ass. I still fucking commit same amount of turbos. Computer still smart than a bitch. Like it's really not that much difference on Hall of Fame except for 2.0 VC.
Oh no, badges. Rookie casual for these badges though. I don't give a fuck what people on YouTube say.
Damn,
If you try to get badges,
man,
I don't give a fuck. Rookie casual, yo. Don't play yourself trying to do it on Hall of Fame. Try and get dead eye and all that. Put that shit on rookie casual. I said it, and I'll say it again. Rookie casual, yo.
I went like 2 months in game with no badges one time, and I was still on pro. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I
Rookie
looked it
casual,
up.
game speed 100, fam. There you go, easy badges, bro.
All right.
I'm telling you, I swear to goodness, man.
I think I need microwave and was it Deadshot and some other ones?
Dead eye, microwave. There's a whole list.
Yeah.
I got all my badges on rookie casual. I don't give a fuck.
No, y'all in the chat, take this. That's how you sneak this. That's how you sneak this real.
What are you talking about? What happened?
Because the chat said Chase sneak this. Yeah, that was a good one right
It
there.
ain't really a sneak.
But the one that Ricky did wasn't.
I mean, he didn't say no. Yeah,
A sneak
we
this
don't
is
even.
more like,
it's-
hold on. A sneak this
No,
is
sneak this
everybody
is-
know who you talking about, but you won't say it.
I mean, I look at it as you.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody know who you talking about. You might as well just say it.
He
But you,
sneaked this in on his own.
I
Like,
feel like if you go in there, I ain't gonna say no names, but these niggas over there, that's a chatty patty.
yeah, but like you gotta like if you sneak this, and I feel like you gotta be a little bit descriptive so that people know who you talk about. If you just say a general blanket statement, that could pretty much mean anybody. You know what I'm saying? Sneak this is more like you.
I don't know, because what Ricky said, the group that low key did kind of at first sound like he.
but I
was
mean, we
taking-
How
normally
many
say-
groups
we know,
are
but
there?
we never always like say
Then he said
names.
the name.
Because normally Chase don't be wanting that kind of type of shit. Like when you say people's
Nah,
names.
I don't like the disses and all that. Plus,
Oh,
you know,
okay,
I
well.
shout them out all the time. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it wasn't nothing like that though. I just don't. If we talk to people, you can say their names because we cool. But if it's people we don't really talk to, I'm not really into that because they don't know that you're doing
Right,
it.
and
They'll
they might
they'll
take
never
offense.
know. Like
They
Moshi
might.
was just in here earlier. MWN comes in here a couple times a month. Like he be in here. Like
He comes in
JG
here,
be
shits on one of us, and bounces.
Yeah, like, he comes in here and roasts us and leave. Yeah. So that's
I'm
different.
used to it.
Trust me, I definitely don't sneak this. I don't give a fuck about these niggas.
Yo, come on.
I'm the complete opposite.
We got some more questions though.
Poopy.
Question from the homie E Stacks. He's asking,
Next. No, let me stop. Yeah. Excellent.
what were the first games that got us into gaming? I think we're going to have to try to remember the first games that got us kind of hardcore. I'm gonna say for me it was. I think my mom said I've been playing since I was 3, so I don't remember. But like, what really got me into gaming was probably, I'm trying to think. It was definitely something on Sega. It might have been Streets of Rage. I think it might have been Streets of Rage.
I don't remember the games, but I remember my older brother had the games, and I would play his stuff. And it's weird. Like now, I'm all in the games. He don't give a fuck about them now. So like,
Your brother's older than you, right?
yeah, he's
Yeah,
like,
my brother's the same way, man.
Yeah, like I don't remember the games. I got like vague memories of Mario, and then I got a vague memory of him hit me with a Shoryuken in Street Fighter. But that's all.
I'm on the same side as Terry, because like the thing is, I remember playing Super Nintendo, playing in Sega, and playing Contra Hard Corps and shit. But I think my main thing was for the first time when I got my own console, because those consoles were my brother's. When I got a PS1, it was playing Nightmare Creatures. Like that was like my real first time actually playing a whole game and just really being hooked on a game. And then Oddworld came into play for PS1.
I just remember. Yeah, I remember. You ever played Biofreaks?
Yes, Nintendo 64. I got that game because it was only $20, yo.
That's probably one of them because that game was weird as shit. Yeah, that's it.
My my favorite game that well the one that got me started was Duck Hunt actually. That's the one I can remember. And then I went
Fucking
to
Donkey Kong.
Super Mario. Then I went to Super Mario Brothers. Those were the ones that got me.
Yo, was it the movie Shaft that he said you fucking dunk hunter? Never mind. We continue.
Wow.
Okay, next question, bro. Next question.
What about y'all? What about you and Prof, man? Let them in. Yo.
Oh, I thought he went already. I apologize. Go ahead, Prophecy.
I don't. You said super hardcore.
I don't know if he's meant super hardcore. What really got you into gaming? Like the one game.
I mean, I'm with everybody else that got an older brother. The older brothers made us play games. To be honest with you, my game that got me into was Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
On
and see,
Sega
that was a little
Genesis.
bit later, right? Like we were already
Right.
playing games.
Like I was already playing like Contra
Yeah.
and Teenage. Really, I'm gonna be honest. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Time was it time space or some shit on the
Turtles in
regular-
Time.
Turtles in Time on the original Nintendo. That whole was fire. That was what really got me into it.
Actually, what really got me in was Battletoads. Move on.
All right, moving on. And I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure there's another game. I can't think of it. Wait a minute. This would be a quick answer. The homie Wheatley the Cat. Shout out to Wheatley the Cat.
What the
Do
fuck?
we think Rainbow Six Siege is going to die? My response is already dead, but go ahead, y'all.
Fuck. Damn. That shit died on the second day
It ain't
after
even
I
out
played the
yet.
beta.
Go ahead, though.
The second day after the
Beta
beta. The beta.
Anybody disagree?
Nah, I agree.
In the era of patching, the game can evolve, but as what Chase just said, dead on arrival
Shit's
so
dead,
far.
man.
I think that is. I think that it's no different than Star Wars
Well, there you go.
because
there you
but
go.
I think that Rainbow Six it was fun. A lot of people had issues with it, but I think that it's on the same level as Star Wars. I think there's going to be a lot of people that hate it, or there's going to be a lot of people that really love it. But I expect to see a bunch of. I expect to see the same exact stuff that people are saying for Star Wars for Rainbow because I don't think people know what the fuck they want right now.
Bare bones is shit, that game.
Next question from Petty Pendergrass. I like that. Why are there so many head glitch spots in Black Ops 3, man? That's Treyarch games for you, man.
Call of Duty, man.
Yeah, Treyarch tends to really focus on the competitive play, and that's one of their things is head glitches all over.
Can somebody tell me officially what a head glitch is?
Sir?
Like,
It's
Where
like
you can only see their head when they're shooting.
Behind objects
You
and
can't hit the right. Yeah, so like when people are hiding over or hiding on top of like a trash can that's just in the middle of nowhere for no fucking reason, and all of a sudden you just only can see that person's head and they're just standing there zoomed in. And you can't hit them unless you on a fucking small ass 12-inch, 20-inch monitor to really see them. That's a head glitch.
I'll do
Okay.
you one better. The reason it's called a head glitch is because people don't know when you playing Call of Duty, the bullets don't actually come out of your gun. They come out of the tip of your helmet.
Yeah.
So when somebody is head glitching, their gun isn't pointing at you because the gun is below the wall. So the wall might be here. My gun's down here. Since the bullets come
Right.
out the tip of your helmet, they can actually shoot you even though you can't see their gun. So every Treyarch game, they have a lot of like Prophecy said, trash cans and walls that people stand behind. And some people just say it's good cover or it's called clipping is another name for it. That's considered head glitching. It's like when you stand behind stuff. People like to stand behind the bombs on demolition, and they basically just pick people off. It's harder to hit them because you can't. You have to get a headshot. So that's
It's not only in Call of Duty either. Like, there's plenty of other games where they have head glitches in.
yeah,
Okay.
and the thing
Call of
is,
Duty is just I think it's just the original. I think that's the one people bitched about the most. But there is like head glitching in Destiny and Halo and all these other games as well.
Especially, yeah, hell yeah, I agree. Fuck.
and the thing is, I understood what head glitching was. I want to see what it is to everybody else. Like, I just needed to get it because other people have different. Oh, this is head glitch. And I'll be like, I didn't
they
think it
wrong.
was that.
I see somebody head glitch. I don't even try to shoot them, bro. I just leave. I don't. Cause
Yeah,
you will
right,
not win
just-
that rookie mistake, bro. Get
To
out
be
that
honest,
thing.
to be honest, I head glitch sometimes too. Like,
Everybody
shit.
do it though.
You have.
I
to
hate when it
bro.
happens to me. I don't
But
give
you
a-
just don't sit there for like kills and kills and kills. Then you.
But see, that's camping and head
yeah.
glitching.
Then you a bitch. That's just
So
something
you look at
separate.
people like my nigga Mark J, who run around and stuff like that. Sometimes the boy be head glitching, like because when y'all playing domination, y'all got 2 flags. There ain't really shit else for you to do besides wait for them to spawn and body their ass. So I think everybody naturally goes to a head glitch spot, especially when they're trying to kill multiple people in a row or something. They naturally just go to that spot.
Yeah, I can't even complain, though.
Next
I'm
question
guilty
is
for that shit.
from we gonna just go through this again from the homie Prodigy. He asked if this is a great question, by the way. Do y'all think nostalgia clouds judgment about a game, or has the gaming landscape simply evolved? I think it does cloud judgment. I think we've all made purchases on games that have somehow resurfaced that maybe the games, like even in like looking at them, they're not all that, but because you're so excited, like that Final Fantasy VII is a great game. Everybody's excited for the remaster.
I've never been into that shit. I might buy it just because of how that shit look, dog.
But see,
I'm guilty.
That could be one of the reasons.
That's not nostalgia though. That's because it looks good.
Well, I think people would have bought it anyway. I think.
No, I'm talking about Ricky.
Oh,
like,
okay.
People buy it like when you're talking about nostalgia. Ricky said he's never played it, but
all right.
It's like he's gonna get it because it looked good. I mean, that's not because of nostalgia.
I hate people who be like, "Oh, I can't wait." Nigga, you don't even know
I'm
what the
trying to
game
think of
about.
a good example of that when a game is basically sat for a while and then they like Tony Hawk. I think, like obviously for me, because like I'm like, yo, there's another Tony Hawk. I've been waiting all these years.
That is nostalgia. That one's a good example.
What about the Gears of
That's
War
great.
Ultimate Edition? Well, no, we didn't know.
I
Man, I'd say Gears of War and I'd say Metal Gear because a lot of people got that game based off of the fact that how fun Metal Gear the last one was, and people were Kid the Gamer specifically was saying it was going to be game. Yeah, I told you, ain't no sneak dissing, bitch. He specifically was saying how it was going to be game of the year and all these other things, and that's based off of nostalgia. And this was before y'all even played the game. Well, not you specifically, but some of y'all said it. Kid specifically said it before the game even came out, like based off of what was in the past. So I think
Metal Gear.
about Metal Gear. Mine is Pokemon. I buy Pokemon every year and don't play it, like just based off of the fact that it's Pokemon.
Now, see, I wouldn't call. Now, my thought of nostalgia is this: it's a game that you remember having fun on, and that's about it. Like Pokemon to me, the older ones were great. They were great games. So like, I don't think that's so much a nostalgia thing. Like it's like, I think
No, that is nostalgia.
That is
Because if I didn't think a game was good, I wouldn't even bother to buy it. Because I just did that right now with Final
It has to be old. Like going back and playing GTA 3 or GTA San Andreas. Like that's where the feeling kicks in. If it's, I think Pokemon comes out too often for that.
When people, well, I buy it specifically for the feeling of what I used to get. I try to live that feeling that I used to get, which makes it nostalgia. Even though I'm not getting that feeling, I just do it because I'm a fan of the franchise. But it's based off of nostalgia. Like if Def Jam were to come out right now, tomorrow, people wouldn't buy that game because they've been waiting for a new Def Jam. They'd be buying it because they want the nostalgia feeling of the last good one. Nobody gives a fuck about Def Jam Icon. They want to remember Crow and all them niggas, so they're not talking about the last one. They're talking about the new one.
Fucking
you know what I'm saying?
T.I.
The reason why Star Wars Battlefront is selling is not because it's Star Wars Battlefront. You said it yourself. I've said it myself. We're not Star Wars fans, so why are we buying it?
Yeah.
Because of nostalgia, because we like the old Battlefronts, because we want to have that same exact feeling.
I'm guilty as fuck again, yo. I thought because the game looks so. No, I'm guilty because I said it again. The game looks so damn good, and I'm like, yo, Battlefield, and maybe the game gonna play out good like that. That's why I bought it. I'm guilty. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, I'm guilty too because I want a Modern Warfare 2 remaster or something. But at the same time, I think when I try my best to remove that. Modern Warfare 2 isn't a great game. It's just fun. It was fun, and then that fun made me overlook that. Like that, I want that back so bad because I met so many people. Like I had great times playing that game, and I want it again. And that nostalgia is hiding the fact that this is years later. It ain't gonna be the same thing. Like some of the stuff in that game weren't fun, especially now. Like the nostalgia will hide. I can notice it now, but when I want that shit bad. Like the nostalgia is there, just kind of.
I think we look past shit for sure. Like when let's say a game's coming out and it hasn't been out for like 8 years or 10 or whatever, We be looking at the gameplay. I think just purely because the game is like an old memory that we don't see certain shit. I know I did that with Tony Hawk for sure. I feel like that might. I'm not saying Mafia 3 is gonna be bad because I think it's gonna be a really good game, but that I think that will be another instance where people might overlook shit because they want to relive that like Mafia 2 feeling because that game's fairly old at this point.
But you think that's based off of nostalgia though? Because
Yeah.
you can say,
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was saying. Because now look at what I'm about to say. I can't say I like SOCOM for nostalgia because I haven't seen a game play like it since the conception of it. So my thing is, if I even had something remotely that played like it in the slightest, like you see people try to copy Call of Duty and all this other stuff. SOCOM hasn't been the good ones haven't been brought back up ever. So something that plays like that well, I don't think that's a nostalgia. I think I'm in love with the gameplay style. That's me.
I'll be
When I
honest,
go
I
back
think
to
it's- I think
SOCOM,
it's
I'm in love
nostalgia,
with the
bro.
style.
I think it's nostalgia because did you play the last SOCOM, the one that came on PS3?
He played.
Yeah.
Right. Did you like that game?
No.
Because you wanted it to be more like what? SOCOM 2.
that's nostalgia, man.
Right.
Well, part
That's-
of part of it.
Well,
Part of it.
Right.
it can be both.
Because you
He
still
might-
you
he-
wanted-
That's why both of y'all
the
made
reason
valid
why you bought SOCOM is because SOCOM 3 is because you liked it from SOCOM 2, correct? And you expected it to be SOCOM 2, but with way better and new things and innovative things. So that means that SOCOM 3 was the newest variation of that SOCOM 2. It just didn't execute the way you wanted it to because it wasn't like SOCOM 2.
I still think it's both. I think it's for quality for him, but I think it's both.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm going for quality.
But I
Yeah,
do
you're
think
right.
I think it's nostalgic as well because of the fact that you want
I
something.
see what you're saying though, Pop.
It is.
I
It's
see what you're
both,
saying.
though. It's
I see
really
what
Yeah,
you're
like because if you see a movie like if Terminator comes out next year, you're not going to see it because you're so interested in Terminator. You're going to see it because you wanted to see if it's anything like the past
the
Terminator.
original ones.
Terminator.
Yeah. Or
Here's
see-
another example.
Nostalgic.
Y'all know anything about ukulele?
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's
Oh,
years
yeah.
back, and I don't.
So ukulele
And
is
you can sue. Yeah.
it's Banjo Kazooie, but it's the spirit. It's the spiritual successor to that game. Everybody that's ever played Banjo Kazooie that I know really like that, like love that game. But it's been a while since we seen one, so I feel like ukuleles is one of those things where like people are investing in that because they want to get that Banjo Kazooie feeling. So
But you know what too? Just to add on, because I think Abel said something about Prophecy saying that it wasn't really nostalgia. Now I don't know when Prophecy was really feeling Pokemon, but I'm assuming it was the original, the old ones back on like Game Boy
The
Color
OGs.
type shit, right? So even though he buys the same ones every year, he did say I don't even play them. So that's nostalgia because he's going based off of the original ones. I don't
Right. Like I'm
necessarily
not buying a Pokemon game to expect for Pokemon.
like
fucking
last year's and shit. No,
see,
he's going based off.
I'm not buying it because I want to. What is it called? XCs or what the fuck
Yeah,
is that
XCs
shit?
or Ys, I
Mega,
don't know.
Mega Evolve and shit. Like I'm not buying it because I want to Mega Evolve. I'm buying it because I want it to feel like the OGs.
let me for the people that might say, oh, well, they don't know what they talk about. The definition of nostalgia is a sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past, typically for a period or place with happy personal associations.
That's
Right.
why I don't believe.
And it's usually like something like 10 years or
Maybe
That's why I
even
don't believe
less.
Mafia belongs in that. That's why I said Mafia don't belong in that.
When did Mafia
you
come
know what?
out?
No,
2008. It's been
and
quite
that-
some time.
No, but you got to understand too. It's not like it was the
2010.
First,
I'm sorry.
but Mafia. Then we can say that to games that, like for example, GTA. Because remember GTA. What do we really want? The GTA 3? We all want GTA San Andreas, right? But I did enjoy this one. I'm
True,
not buying
true.
that game and saying, man, it ain't like San Andreas. I ain't playing it. Hell no. I enjoyed the game because the quality of the game is so good. I look forward to every GTA game that comes out. There's a difference because if I'm looking for a game that plays like the original and ends up not being it, I won't give two F's about
That
it.
makes
the best Mortal Kombat to me was Mortal Kombat Trilogy. And I don't buy any Mortal Kombat games at all because I know it's not like Trilogy. Because I know it's not the arcade style. It's more three-dimensional and it seems kind of butt. So like that's more or less what I mean by, nostalgia.
Okay. All right, moving on. That was a great question.
Yeah, that was a great question. Yeah.
I got a DM from the Humby Bad Luck Justice. He wants to
Shout
know,
out.
is it possible that virtual reality, VR, will revolutionize gaming if promoted properly? With Class A titles, Like Call of Duty, if it's made affordable. That is a good question.
I
don't,
answered this before too.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it could revolutionize
He
it, but
said he said properly, bro. That's the key.
But he said if it's affordable, I think it might, because you're going to start seeing a lot more people on YouTube using VR if it's affordable, and therefore people that watch them will see that it looks kind of cool, and they might want to go ahead and get themselves one as well. I think so, but I don't think it's going to be huge though. In my opinion.
He said the key word though. If it's
it's
put out
affordable.
properly, affordable, and the support is already. I'm not talking about them saying, "Yeah, guys, guess what? We're getting Battlefield on here." No, I want to see gameplay of Battlefield already on there, saying that it's gonna be at launch, because that's the problem too. They'll give us all this, what's gonna come with it soon, and sometimes they don't even deliver that, which is why that experience ain't even there, and it sometimes won't last. But if they can, like he said, if it comes out properly, right timing, affordable, and there's already games lined up for this, and I'm talking about AAA games, because then they say something about Until Dawn is actually going to be one of the games on there.
It's going to be. It's not going to be the. It's going to be like a set. It might be like DLC or
It's
something.
like a spin-off. Yeah, it's
spin-off.
like a
There you go.
separate
That's
thing.
the word I was looking for.
And to be real, I'm a bit like, okay, that's cool, because Until Dawn wasn't a bad game.
It was a good game. But
Yeah,
I
so
don't
I'm
know
saying-
if this is last week or the week before, but we kind of answered this question when I was saying that
Yeah, you did.
when you look at the jumps from PS2 to Xbox 360 and PS3, it was a huge jump. Then you look at PS2 or PS3 to Xbox 360, and then you look at that to PS4 and Xbox One. It's not that much of a jump. I think that VR is the next step in evolution for gaming. Because what else can we imagine after this?
Ooh, wait.
Every game should already be 60 frames, all these things. But what else? How much more realistic can they keep making the games when most of them are, or I ain't gonna say most, but when a select few already look like movies. When you look at the order and it looks just like a goddamn movie, how much more realistic can they keep making it?
And we're not
How
even
much,
impressed with that either.
how much more in the niggas' dirt's in fingernails and hairs underneath niggas' armpits can 2K do to make you? They're already sweating, so what else can they do to show you?
Right.
That's the next step, except for VR.
And you know what, too? I was just thinking about one more thing. I kind of forgot about this. The whole... Yo, y'all there?
yeah, what?
You have reached the
Yeah.
voicemail box of.
Yo, what was that?
It wasn't me. That don't give me no L's or comments. It
No,
wasn't
man,
me.
there's no
That was
else
me.
about that. Is that the call? Like, that's it, time's up? I'm confused.
That was me.
Oh,
Hit a button and my
That nigga Terry said, "I plead the fifth."
All right.
What I was gonna say is I forgot. What about hologram? Like, what if they did maybe that, I don't know. Like, I was thinking about the movie Gamer. I don't know if you ever seen it, but like more of a hologram form. I don't know if that'll
I
work.
don't think we have technology for that yet.
Yeah, all right.
Bro, we
That's what I was
can't
thinking.
even-
That's a
I
big
think
jump.
I think VR. I think what you're saying is right, Ricky. I think VR is the next step, and then after VR is hologram.
All right.
Sorry, Chad. It wasn't. It was Terry.
my bad.
It's Terry.
Terry
Yeah,
didn't say nothing.
nigga,
Terry.
Wait, how
Hey,
was that you? What did you put?
Snitching on it, nigga.
Right.
I'm
It was
telling you,
Terry.
man.
That nigga, that nigga Chase definitely do be telling. That
Bro,
nigga
I thought
said,
he was just out for me. This dude don't care.
I ain't, bro. Why you talking on the
"Oh
shelf,
my
man?
god, that nigga Chase." Teacher,
No, but you had to remind him, like, guys, remember Terry? It was Terry this time.
Yo, because I ain't
that
going.
nigga Chase dead ass in class. Yo, which one?
So you
which
care
one-
what people think.
That Tom, he was cheating. Teach. Shit, you ain't gonna get me in trouble,
This
nigga.
could be the first week where Wayne had no technical issues, and I ain't want them to say, "See, there it is again." So,
Nah.
last question from the homie King Zero.
Hey, all right.
Shout out to
He
King
wants
Zip.
to know
King Zero.
if crossplay should become a lot bigger. For people that don't know what crossplay is, it's just the ability to play people that are not on the same platform. So Street Fighter on PC, you're able to play against PC players. I think Rocket League on PC, you can play against PS4
Rocket
players.
League does it.
Killer Instincts, dude.
Killer Instinct does it too.
Soon.
Shadow Run on the old 360 was, I think, one of the first ones.
Okay, so the Windows 10 games are probably going to be big on that stuff. I would love to see more cross-play. I would love to be able to play against Xbox players or, you know what I'm saying, PC, like whatever. I think that should be a thing. I think that should be like standard.
Yeah,
If-
I think
if
Final Fantasy
possible.
14 does it for PS4 and PC.
We say that again?
Final Fantasy 14, I think.
Okay.
PS4 has a lot of those games like DC Universal
Yeah,
Online.
PC Universe Online. Yeah, that's
But like, I don't think
I'm sorry.
I don't think anytime soon we're gonna be playing against Xbox players. If they can't even get the servers right in their own games, there's no way they're
Yeah.
gonna support multi.
Yeah, I thought
Cross
the code. I don't know.
servers.
Someone told me that the coding is different. I don't know if that really is.
It is.
It has to be.
Oh.
I mean, it's different hardware. It has to be different coding.
I would say this though, if they had Xbox versus PlayStation, like if you could represent your own,
It would be
brand
so
or
interesting to see.
that you can make a lot of more money off of that. If they came together and did that, was like, yeah, that actually be
Maybe
cool.
for tournaments and shit. That should probably be dope. Like,
Yeah, it would.
True.
It really would be nice.
with crossplay, hardware wise, I don't think it'd be hard because on PC everybody has a different hardware setup, so they can still do that. It's just that multiplayer aspect, that matchmaking stuff.
I just think I'm thinking about servers, coding and servers. That's really it.
You gotta have something. Just fuck it. You gotta have something like Xbox Live or PS Plus or whatever, or PS. You gotta have some infrastructure like that to have something like that will work, because you gotta have unified usernames and unified friends lists, and you gotta have all these things unified. So when if I'm on PC and then I want to fight somebody on Xbox One who got Killer Instinct, we got to have the same thing so it'll work. But if you got two separate things and you try to like stitch them together, it ain't gonna work great as something that's built for it specifically.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Moving on.
I just want to answer KDG. You're wrong.
But it's the
about
last
that.
one because we're gonna wrap
you-
it up after this. Go ahead.
You're wrong about what you're saying,
What'd he say?
kid.
What did he
Kid.
say?
You
Uh-oh.
know what you said.
What'd he say?
He said Sony. He said Sony is the home of competition. I need you to stop with that. That maybe
That's
now,
halfway.
but that's not always. That's not
Well,
always been the
now
case.
because all the MLG
Because they're
people
getting
are
right,
moving
but you
over.
can't right. But it's been dominant on Xbox prior, so you got to stop that.
Yeah, fanboy.
And then the other thing is, we kind of just left out Nintendo. I mean, like,
Why would we talk about this?
because they still got like Call of Duties and shit. But what I'm saying is,
They ain't
like,
getting no Call of Duties this
I
shit.
mean, they ain't got this.
That's one they got is Black Ops 2.
Just saying it was. Like, my question is, if they were to do that, like, how would it be like? And I'm not saying this still goes on or is anywhere near this bad, but Xbox be getting like 792p graphics, and PS be getting 900 and or 1080. So how would they like balance that out?
They do that with PC. I mean, it works for PC because you can max out. I'm talking about. It's really about coding and servers.
Yeah.
It's not really about the graphics. But what was KD saying? He said the home of who?
Competition. He said Sony is a home of competition.
Everything was always on Xbox though. Like as far as competition goes.
Yeah, everything's competitive. I mean, Halo is what started off competitive. Period.
Well, I don't.
Bold statement, KD.
I mean, Halo started off like competitive.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Right.
I mean, Counter Strike didn't start any of that. You sure?
It wasn't as it wasn't as
I'm
big
just
when
gonna stay
game
at
battles,
Xbox.
bruh.
Xbox is what brought
Unreal
it.
Tournament ain't really had nothing to do with
I'm
it.
gonna say
Game,
that is
game
this one.
battles,
I'm saying,
game battles and MLG.
You're saying all these things, but Xbox Halo is what made it effective. Halo is. I'm not saying that it was the first. I'm saying that it's the one that started it off and made people realize that, oh my God, I could play video games
They took it
and
to
making
a
money.
big thing.
Right.
They
And
weren't
I don't-
already doing that with
I don't
Mortal
know-
Kombat, though?
I don't
they
know
were
shit
not.
about Halo like that, but I
No,
do
they
know
weren't. Are you
fact.
sure, Ricky?
Look. All right, now let me speak.
I mean, in-house tournaments, but they
No,
wasn't.
that's what I'm
on
saying.
Twitch,
Real
on
quick.
Justin TV live streaming these things like Xbox
Look.
was that.
Chase, real quick with that. You see, back then there was something called game battles, and MLG had a website where people used to sign up, have their profile, and link up in the game. And they actually used to have the commentator talk over whoever was playing Halo. When Halo made that shit so big, you don't even see MLG like little tournaments now. They travel now and do big MLG events. Halo's what started it. The
Yeah,
whole
Halo's
tournament
definitely
about
what started
fighting games was like, they had the in-house joints. And you never seen that shit on game battles.
You weren't hearing anything about, maybe go to GameStop back then or Game Crazy or what it was back then, but Halo was what started really competitive.
For game battles specific
Right.
too.
Game battles and MLG is like, I got to give it to Halo because it's the truth.
All right. I don't know, but I'm
No, Street Fighter and those were in the scene, but they weren't a part of game battles. They weren't a part
How's
of
game,
battles.
game battles the only thing that you
That
can
can't be the
validate,
end all be all.
to validate as a
Because that's what sparked off the whole tournament.
Because that's what brought it out to the world. That's
Y'all
what made
sure about that?
people look. So game battles and MLG is not what made
And
people start.
MOBAs
That's
on
not-
the.
It
that's
might have
not-
made it mainstream, but
Well,
these
that's not what
tournaments
you
have been
said.
going on for the longest.
No, but we're
though.
talking about what made things mainstream, though. Tournaments of course.
We never said the word mainstream till I
That's
just said it.
process. That's what made it big.
That's what made it big. That's insinuating mainstream. That's what made people. And I said it made people aware of competitive was Halo. I've been said that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's actually accurate or not, though. That's why I'm just saying.
Major League Gaming, when Halo actually was brought on there at Halo 2, bro, it grew so much. They had, when you created your own profile, they added ranks, they added all this crazy little stuff on this small website that actually grew so big, and it went from game battles to Major League Gaming. And MLG now, obviously they don't care, and they even had Battlefield, but Battlefield didn't do crap. They were like, yo, Battlefield ain't nothing. They took Battlefield off their list of games that people can actually sign up to game battles. I remember you had to actually find people, and if you had like me, you, Prof, and Abel, we actually had to sign on and see if we can challenge another opponent. And that was how Halo started it off. But fighting games were totally different. They weren't even a part of game battles. They were like more in-house, and you had to type online to find where the tournament was. You actually had to go there. That was different. You had to travel for that shit.
Okay.
I'm just saying, man.
I mean, I'm just saying, we could agree to disagree. Though I don't know about this Halo being the first.
Bro,
It might have been the biggest. It might have been the one to actually.
What came out
push
first,
it.
Modern Warfare 2 or Halo 2?
Dude,
Which
I'm
one?
just saying these
And-
tournaments been going
it
on since the
wasn't.
80s and the 90s, dog. Like, you're not gonna tell me like Halo's the
I'm talking about via internet. I'm sorry.
But nobody said the first though.
Mainstream social media.
Nobody said Halo was the first to do it. I didn't say that. I said it was what made it big. It's what made competitive big. That's really what it is. I mean, come on, Chase. I mean, we're not fucking retarded. I mean, of course they was having Pac-Man tournaments.
I don't know if that shit was worded like that. I'm gonna go back and look at this shit, dog.
I think Prof was also I think Prof
Because Abel, as soon as I did that, he said he's out. He said I ain't touching this one.
No, I think
that's because he didn't want to talk about it because he doesn't watch competitive.
I think
No.
Prof was also saying had to do with via the social media and internet aspect because it grew so big with Halo, bro, via internet. All these other
I'm
tournaments
not arguing whether Halo pushed the envelope. My
It pushed
thing
the envelope
is like,
for online- yes.
would the Counter-Strike do it before? Just because we didn't know about it
Yeah.
or the masses didn't know about it doesn't mean it wasn't a big thing outside
because I was part of that shit. Like I remember being there with my boys and we signed on to game battles and everything. And if you were one of the top people to actually reach it, Counter-Strike was actually there. Don't get me wrong, Counter-Strike was there. But as far as what you're saying, I'm talking about when the internet kicked off with all this online stuff. You definitely
Halo,
right.
bro.
Before that, of course they had tournaments, dude, for years. They had tournaments. I'm talking about for the internet.
They fucking had fucking Pong tournaments.
I ain't never said y'all was wrong. I just don't.
That's not what kicked it off. That's not what jump started it. That's
All
not
right.
what said, okay, let's look at this. That's not what started making big money. It was Halo, and
Okay.
I hated Halo, and I was a PS2 fan back then.
And you know what came next, right?
And I never
Gears
knew
of
anything
War.
about Halo, with the exception of my boys going around telling me, "Yo, I'm about to go into this Halo turn." I never heard people back then talk about Counter-Strike.
We got people saying MLG was here before Halo 2. I know it was.
MLG was definitely
that's
before
okay.
that, but when did it
okay.
kick? But the point is, when did it kickstart?
How
When
I'm
did it
hating
really?
on, yo, how am
I'm not talking about you. I'm
No,
talking
hold
about
on.
the
Track
chat.
said I was hating on Halo. I ain't hating on Halo. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
what y'all realizing, what me and Ricky is saying, is that's what made
He said again.
battles big. That is what made it worldwide. That's what got TV and press commercials was
Hey,
Halo.
Prof, I don't know if you remember.
That is not how this shit was worded, though. Like,
Super Bowl commercial. Yes, it was, fam.
All right,
I
all
saw
right.
Super Bowl commercials
all
about
right.
Halo.
And you know what game came after that, right? Gears of War. Gears of War even made it bigger, bro. And then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
We gonna go back.
I
I'm
would-
gonna
I would say-
analyze the way the shit
Yeah,
was
yeah.
worded.
No, like I said,
swear to God, it wasn't worded like
Immediately
that.
after that, I would probably say Unreal Tournament, Super Smash Bros.
A lot, yeah. Oh, Super Smash Bros. Was killing that shit too, yo. Oh my god. I was part of dog. I would be on game battles watching all the tournaments online because I think that was when we was out with the online joint. I would watch all that, bro. I remember Counter-Strike was always there.
I'm gonna be honest. It sounded kind of like you said MLG started with Halo though, and then
No,
Ricky
I
started
never
talking about
said
game battle. We gonna
Game bat. Oh no,
we
I
can
know.
go back and analyze, but we gotta wrap this shit up. Terry left. The shit's all out of alignment, and it's past my goddamn bedtime.
Terry left. Yo, why see Abel on 2?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's get the outros. Get the outros done. Ricky.
All right, man. Thanks for having me again. Whatever. All right. Shout out to everybody over here, man. Have a good one, and we'll see y'all. I don't know. Next week we're not gonna be here, right?
We are not going to be here next week.
All right, see y'all when we see y'all.
All right. Abel?
Have a good night, guys. Seeing you split a little bit, but yeah, have a good night, guys. Nice talking with you guys.
All right. Prophecy?
God. Same thing, different day.
All right. So we're going to be out, and we will see y'all next Thursday, and we're going to figure out if I get the L.
No, there's an L right there because we're not coming in next Thursday. You just got done saying it.
We gonna figure out who get this L, though.
What do you mean?
But you did just say we're gonna see y'all next Thursday, and then got done saying we're not gonna be there next Thursday.
Hold on.
Hold that L.
All right. We leaving. I'm stop. We gonna stop right now.